Happy Monday morning, February 21st. Welcome to Mayor in the Morning. So much is happening. I don't know. Isn't that good? Would it be more fun if nothing was happening? I could just take a nap. I started listening to the latest Joe Rogan with this guy. They have the latest episode is this episode with Majid Nawaz, and I'm not done listening to it yet. Um, but I'm really excited about this clip that's being shared around. Let me play it really quick. So this is Majid Nawaz. He is a little bit of background on him. He just got fired from his job with the LBC, which is basically like British NPR. So he's a broadcaster. He dramatically left LBC radio on like last month, so early January, amid controversy over tweets about certain things that go in your arms. He basically was fired from his job at the LBC because he had queried the use of things that go in your arm amid the Omicron. And he basically was like, not sure how necessary these are. And he was fired for that. This was last month. And his response was, this is in the Evening Standard. I refuse to go quietly into the night. I have a wife and child to support. And my show was our family's only source of income. His contract was due to expire in April. So he's just out of his job a few months early. Again, he was booted for what they considered to be dangerously irresponsible tweets. Let me see. I'm going to pull up this article so you can see actually if they showed the tweet that he was fired over. Referring to the thing that goes in your arm, Mr. Nawaz wrote online, what we do know already, backed up by much academic research, is that a mass putting things in you during the thing that we're in right now, code words, with a jab that has not been studied for long-term side effects. So he's not saying anything that many other experts are not echoing. COVID. Does anybody else have like a weird lasting cough? I can't tell if I have like a post COVID cough or if I just am not drinking enough water. Sorry. Nobody came here to listen to me cough. Or maybe some of you did, and that's a kink. Okay. So anyway, he's not saying anything all that crazy. He was fired from his radio job. People are calling him dangerous. We're noticing a little bit of a trend, right? So then he comes on Joe Rogan, and I am only a little bit of the way, maybe like a half hour of the way through this latest episode. Josh, you have the same COVID cough? What the fuck? Man, do you want to come on the show? If you're not doing anything right now, I'll throw you a link. Yeah, it's not like crazy. It's just a cough. It's like, but it really does kick up like when my throat is dry, which was kind of not a big deal. So here's the clip that's going around, and I'm very excited to listen to the rest of this episode. You know what? Josh Denny, I'm gonna throw you a link if you want to jump in. If you want to jump in with your girl, I'm gonna send this to your Twitter DM. I need an engineer. Okay, I'm gonna send this to you, Josh. Jump in if you like. If you're busy, no pressure. These morning shows are gonna be loose and fun. Okay, so I'm gonna play this little clippy of this guy, Majid Nawaz. And I think this clip represents I'm sure Rogan is already doing this, but I think this will be his future. Or I like the style that he does. This clip is a very good example of how he doesn't really have to say much. Like Rogan doesn't have to put himself out and say anything dangerous. He just has a certain guest on who knows certain things, and the way that he asks questions brings the audience to where they need to be, which is what we should all be like, asking questions. So this clip is with Majid Nawaz explaining how the World Economic Forum is infiltrating governments around the world. Who knows? We'll see.
Direct quote though on his, you see it. Our teams are now embedded in governments around the world. That's actually what they wrote.
Yes.
And the video is 2 minutes. I didn't play all of it. It's what he says.
But what he's saying there sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Figuring out on strategic ways to end the lockdown easily.
No,
that makes sense.
Not the end of the lockdown. No.
Didn't he say that?
Yeah. Keep in mind, Tony Blair is the one who's been advocating for vaccine passports, digital identification through COVID, and all of these measures.
But didn't they say that about ending the lockdowns and keeping businesses?
Once those measures are in place. Right. So he's, even in the UK, his stance has been, yeah, we're going to get out of all it. But
I love how Joe Rogan does this because he might even know exactly what's going on here, but like, I'm not going to say he's playing dumb. He's really just asking questions. Because he's trying to make it crystal clear for the viewer, for the listener. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's getting this guy to kind of clarify and repeat himself until it can really sink in for the listener.
You have to have digital ID, and you have to have.
So during the war, this is going to introduce the social credit score system,
right? So he
doesn't just say a thing. He goes, "Wait, I thought they were gonna bring everything back for us," and he gets him to explain, like, no, it's only unless these basically a social credit score system is set up by way of digital ID, which we need to travel with.
Well, that came from your question, which is, regardless of intention, how do people do that infiltration from within? It's not just Twitter. So back to the psychological operations. It's also embedding people in government who are subscribed to this agenda. Yeah. And the agenda of Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum is the same as the agenda of Tony Blair in this regard. They call it, on their own website, they call it the Great Reset. That's what they say themselves.
Yeah, that's a bizarre thing to do, openly. Why do you think they openly discuss it that way? And openly, because the Great Reset has always been this gigantic conspiracy theory among the online folks. Like, this is all part of the Great Reset. Well, when he wrote a fucking book called The Great Reset, you're like, hey, man, shouldn't you be hiding this?
And in 2017 at Harvard, he's saying, we're going to basically, all of these world leaders will penetrate their cabinets with our young global leaders. He's open about this. He's open. Blair's open. During the Iraq War, Blair tried to bring in ID cards in Britain. He failed. Now he's back, and he's trying to bring in digital ID during COVID, right? So they're open about it.
So this is going to be this never-ending process to slowly move the goalposts
towards more and more authoritarianism, checkpoint society.
It was like,
it's all there. They told us this.
People have to realize this, right?
I think a lot of times when Joe is being silent, it's not even like, I wonder if people go, oh, he doesn't even know what to say. I'm bringing Josh Denny in. What's up, Josh?
Hey.
I don't know.
This is us at two other ends of the time zone spectrum. I'm still up, and you're doing a morning show already.
Where are you?
I'm in LA.
Oh, right. You're still up? So wait.
Yeah.
What is it, 7 o'clock in LA?
7:30.
Why were you up all night?
I have been, like, since I had COVID in January, my schedule's been all over the place, and I have like nights where I can't sleep. You know what's weird? And I'll ask you this. After I got better, I feel like my brain has been more clear and more sharp than it's been in like 5 years.
That's really good, because people talk about brain fog as one of, I don't know. But honestly, they can attribute any side effect to long COVID that they want. I mean, they can say whatever. It's like,
it also could just be because I started getting on a regimen of taking a shitload of extra vitamins. And so maybe that's doing something as well. But I just like, it's almost like my brain is working overtime so much that I can't even sleep. Like I wrote like 30 minutes of new comedy last week in one day, just like 10 new bits of like, just idea. And I did it. I finally put it all on paper, and then I crashed for like 12 hours and I slept for like a day and a half.
Wow, good for you. I can't remember the last time I was ever that prolific with writing. Like,
no, but I've had a block.
Sporadic, yeah.
I've had a bad block for a while, like probably for like 6 months, and then I guess it was maybe a busy news week or something, but I just had a bunch of stuff pouring out of me.
What vitamins are you taking?
I just started. Well, I take on it, like Joe Rogan's company. I take their daily packs.
Okay.
Yeah, nice plug.
I'm writing it down.
They don't sponsor me. Which it would be great. You guys could just send me free vitamins and that would save me $150 a month. That would be swell. But I started taking like extra D3 and zinc when I had COVID, and I just have continued. And I don't know, man. It's like I just feel, it feels like I was before the very first time I got COVID in 2019. Like I just feel sharp again.
That's really good. Make sure you're taking some kind of a magnesium supplement. I really like Natural Calm. It comes in like a canister. It's basically like a dust. You throw like a spoon of it in water, and it basically makes you get like fruity tasting water. But about 80% of people are magnesium deficient, and it's something that helps you with mood in a way that you don't expect. Like if you're feeling just kind of blah, and you're like, oh, no, I'm not sick, but I'm also not like getting up with a boner for the day. You know, you're just kind of like, eh. I find that like adding in magnesium, and it also helps you go to the bathroom, not in like a crazy way, but
magnesium is one of those ones that like even if you take a supplement, you're probably not getting enough. And the other, it's like potassium too. The amount of potassium you're supposed to get in a day, like you'd have to eat like 30 bananas to get that from food.
Yeah, Kamikaze's taking Flintstone vitamins, and he's convinced they cure AIDS.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean,
That's
but yeah,
good.
It's so funny watching, you watch these Rogans now. I said on Twitter the other day, I was like, so now that he's got to have one person from both sides on, he had Joey Diaz on, who's a pussy expert. Does he have to have a pussy denier for the next episode?
Oh, so like my ex? Yeah, he should. Pussy denier.
He was a pussy. He was a flat pussyer. He was like, nope, I don't believe in
it. I'm a flat pussyer. Oh my God. You listen to Rogan, and I wonder the amount of pressure this guy must be under. And even just watching this short clip of him and this guy whose name I'll never be able to pronounce, Majid. I'm like, uh-oh.
It's like that scene in Office Space where they're like, Naina, not gonna work here anymore.
Not gonna work here anymore. And then he has to be he's quiet for so long. He's probably like, what can I say? What can I say? He's probably under a very close microscope right now. He always will be. But I like the tactic that he's doing of like just simply asking questions and letting his guest clarify over and over again until it's crystal clear for the audience. That way, Rogan himself doesn't have to say anything, quote, dangerous. And if he has like someone he doesn't agree with on, or a lefty, or someone who's, maybe he will occasionally have someone on who's mostly there to push propaganda, he can just keep asking questions. And, you've got 3 hours. Can you hide in 3 hours, even if you have a bullshit guest on? It's much harder.
Did you see the one, he had the climate guy, and then he had the climate change. I don't know if the guy was even a denier, but he was a skeptic, let's say. And then he had like a climate change scientist on from Texas A&M the next day. And he's like, why don't we just put you guys in a room and have you hash it out? And like, I think that would be really interesting. And the guy who was like pro climate change was like, well, I feel like the science is settled. And it's just like, of course. So this is why you can't have people from the left on. They won't have conversations.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I'm in the process. Well, I was asked to host something like a kind of like a speaking event. It might work out. It might not.
That's cool.
I might have an Atlantic City gig to do. It's cool because I definitely want to get into more of this kind of work. But they were telling me like, we can't, it's supposed to be like a balanced thing where they have speakers from like all sides. And they're like, we struggle so much with getting. I was actually talking to a girl who's been a panelist like frequently on these things. And she's like, they really struggle with getting people from the left on. So
yeah, because their ideas are so bulletproof and so based in fact and science that they couldn't possibly hold up to scrutiny in any way at a public forum.
But I guess everyone is afraid of being wrong, afraid of looking bad, afraid of like not having their facts together. But that's like,
that's the thing that's the thing that's so crazy to me is like, there was a line in the movie Dogma that I thought was so bigger than just the scene it was in. And he said, Chris Rock, who plays the 13th apostle in that movie, which is obviously a made up thing. But, he says it's much better to have ideas than beliefs because ideas can change. Ideas can grow, they can shrink, They can win or lose to other ideas. Beliefs are dangerous. People kill for beliefs. People go to war for their beliefs. Beliefs are rigid. And I think we're entering this zone now where like people don't have an idea about how vaccines work. They have a belief, a strongly held belief that it is the only way for people to survive. And listen, I don't say this to like try to fucking get any sympathy from people, but I'll say this. My dad had COVID at Christmas time. He's 81. He has COPD. He came out of it like it was a common cold. My last living grandparent came down with it a week ago. They just took her off the ventilator yesterday and she passed away. Neither of them were vaccinated.
Okay.
And so it's like, there's no rhyme or reason to this shit. So for you to go, well, if she was vaccinated, she would have lived.
There's no way of knowing
There's
that.
There's no fucking way of knowing that.
My dad, you don't have an alternate timeline. You can't see how it would have panned out.
So she was in pretty good shape for her age. She wasn't that old. She wasn't sickly in any way. She didn't have any long-term health things. So she's pretty healthy, gets COVID, passes away a week later. My dad, COPD, overweight for 50 years.
COPD? What is that? COPD.
Yeah, it's I don't know what hold on one second. COPD is
we both have the internet at our fingertips. COPD. It's chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Yeah, so it's basically a respiratory, it's a heart respiratory illness. So if there's any, it's supposed to be the primary fatal comorbidity for COVID. And check it out, he fucking went and made them damn near at gunpoint, but went and was like raised hell as an old man and was like, you're going to give me the fucking monoclonal antibodies or I'm going to flip the goddamn table over. Made the hospital give him monoclonal antibodies, Regeneron. And fucking 3 days later was fine. And he had a cough for like a month and he still has the cough, right? Like 2 months later. But he's had a bad cough with the COPD for a while now. So he's back to normal health. He doesn't have any long-term side effects or whatever. So it's like, obviously, the treatment protocols work. They're effective. They've been effective for people of all ages, of all comorbidity status. And then, you know, we hear stories about people who are getting vaccinated who are having, I just saw on Facebook, a friend of my girlfriend's post on Facebook. I got the booster a couple days ago. I haven't felt right ever since. I'm lightheaded. I'm dizzy. I feel like I'm going to faint all the time. I keep going and getting checked out. Nothing's changed.
What you're feeling is actually safety. You know, this feeling of wanting to pass out is it's called protection.
So, you know, it's just, you know, it's one of those things like so not to get in the rabbit hole of COVID again, but this idea that you're so entrenched in having a belief system around something that's as fluid and mobile as medicine and science is insane. It's always changing. It's always evolving. So to get so dug in is just asinine.
Yeah. Yeah. The Queen has COVID. Queen. I can't believe she's still alive. Like whatever she's doing, I mean, she's got the world at her fingertips. So she's probably on all sorts of shit.
Let's get tinfoil hat. Let's get like our boy Sam Tripoli this morning. You think they'll whack her to try to put mandates back in place?
Why wouldn't she be? I mean, I feel like she's fully ingrained into the whole globalist system here. I feel like
you would think, right?
Isn't she a yes person? Isn't she like, I mean, how could she be around this long and not be a yes person?
Yeah, well, no question. She's on constant drips of like the blood of probably 13-year-old children or something. You know, athletes.
Yeah.
She's probably literally having her stem cells replaced every 2 days.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like she's been 95 for the last 20 years. She's approaching 96 in April. I would love to see a mud wrestle between, let's bring Betty White back somehow, some way through the miracle of science. I'd like to see Betty White mud wrestle the Queen of England.
Oh yeah. We call it the anti-erection bowl. If you can get hard to that, you can get, but the only person I know that could probably still get hard to that is Jim Norton.
Oh God, no! There'd have to be a chick with a dick involved for him to get excited. Throw in like Jessie Jane or I forget the names of the like hot trans porn stars right now. So you know, it's so interesting because from the articles I've read, it sounds like they are giving the Queen monoclonal antibodies.
Yeah, the real shit.
which they are trying to tamp down here in the States. Like,
Yeah.
I got it in September. Of course, like a good girlfriend, gave it to Frank, gave it to both his parents.
Poor Frank. Yeah, I remember hearing you say that you gave it to his whole
He had a
family.
crazy cough for like a month.
Yeah.
And now I have this like lingering one, which is no big deal. Just have some honey and tea.
You
Like,
guys are just out hitting the slopes, coughing on everybody at the lodge. I know your type.
No, we're good. Now we got that natural immunity. But thank God Frank and both his parents were able to get the monoclonal antibodies. I don't know if it's just the county we live in, but they didn't say no. All of them had to be the ones to like I had to be the one to bring it up to like Frank's doctor. I'm like, yeah, he should do this, right? It's not too late. And they're like, okay. Like they were not going to bring it up to us. And same thing with his parents. They were like, no, we're getting this. Like we're old enough, whatever it is, like we have whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And it again, there's no alternate timeline to see how they would have felt had they not gotten them. But I know that after they all had the procedure done, they were like they snapped up in a couple days. So
yeah, monoclonals, NAD drip, it seems to be the pretty stock procedure now for NAD drips are expensive. I don't know what they cost in the hospital, but if you get them on the street from like a IV clinic or something, they're like $5.
NAD drip, is that like the thing you have like when like you're rich, you get that when you have a hangover?
Yeah, they're like $500. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah, like when I went to Vegas with some of my friends at the Blaze, like a couple of them I feel like that was just exciting for me to go. I'm like, oh wow, everyone here is like way more successful than me. I'm just like motivated.
Yeah, when you're taking vitamins intravenously, you're at a different income bracket than the rest
I
of
was
us.
like, I am not at get an IV level.
Yeah,
my hangover treatment is like stale old hotel coffee and and prayer.
Yeah, I'm still in that economic bracket of like, do we really need to call an ambulance? Like, how shot are you?
Yeah. That's the worst feeling. So it's of course, in this article, they're like, oh, of course she was afforded protection by her jabbies and she had the booster. And then they're like, oh, but she could also be given antivirus. And then of course she's doing the light duties. Like, what is she doing? Is she filing? Is she making copies? She's not doing shit.
The light duties is just whispering the N-word to her daughter-in-laws about their prospective
her light
children.
duties is literally she's just lightly crapping her pants. Like that's what her light duties are. It's just a gentle shart away.
It's so late/early here that you'll get me with the cutest toilet humor at this time. I'm in that delirious laughing giggly phase this morning.
Good. And then she's got mild cold-like symptoms. I hope she gets well soon. And then obviously triple vax, doing all the things, and then you go further down in this article, drugs that could be considered, and then they go into, this is what's in the monoclonals, and they don't have to be, truthful about what she's on.
By the way, I like how it says that monoclonals reduce hospital admission or death by 70%. Isn't that better than the vaccine does?
One might come to that conclusion from reading. I'm trying to be so careful. Anyway, so
you remember
COVID.
You remember what was I going to say? Do you remember me saying that I had a gluten intolerance after having COVID?
No.
So that now there's this massive there's tons of studies about it. In terms of, I'm trying to see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. I don't know if people care to at this point on this episode, but I'll send it to you just so you can see it personally. There's like there's like a study at Oxford where they're seeing how many people in the UK who've had COVID now have celiac disease. I found out I had it after my mild reinfection in spring of 2021. And I wasn't even really sick. I just tested positive because I lost taste and smell, and I was worried I was going to get Delta and it was going to be bad, but I was only like tired for 10 days. But then I got the celiac disease. So I can't find the article, but I'll find the exact one. Something like 5% of people who've had COVID in the UK have celiac disease after having COVID. And something like 23% of gingers who have had COVID have celiac disease after it. So it's so weird how it's like, and they didn't go into detail in the study I read that there was a separation of getting it, whether you're vaxxed or not. They didn't break it out at that point. But yeah, it's insane. It's insane that it's like has such a genetic effect. on
this is from the U.S. National Library of Medicine, celiac disease and COVID. The incidence of celiac, they spell it weirdly, disease and the problems associated increased during the pandemic. Adherence to the diet is crucial for the patient's health and quality of life. So what do you just have to get off gluten?
Yeah, or well, I can take allergy pills to kind of to curb the symptoms, but if I do it too many days in a row, my hands swell to the point where I almost like can't make a fist. So it's
Interesting.
it gets bad, and then I get real itchy. I'll break out in my hairline and stuff.
Ooh. These are just quirks, Josh. They're just getting quirky.
Yeah, I wish.
And you think this is related to ginger, your gingerness?
Well, then put it this way. The only reason I even started to look this stuff up was because 3 of my other ginger friends who've had COVID were like, I'm itchy all the time. Are you itchy? And I go, yeah, I have celiac. Do you have celiac? And then they either went and got allergy tested or just cut it out of their diet and their symptoms went away.
Interesting. I noticed like this morning when I woke up, I had just 2 Trulies last night, and I woke up and my hands felt a little bit like, morning hands. Do you guys get morning hands where you just wake up and you're like, my hands don't really work?
Yeah.
I always used to call it morning hands, but now I'm like, oh, is that because I had a couple drinks last night?
Yeah. Well, that's also from like, chronic auditioning. You get that arthritis over the years.
Auditioning.
Yeah.
Look at this. 5 risks of being a redhead. Look at this. I mean, this is not a new article. It's from 2013. Research shows the red hair is from a genetic mutation called MC1R, blah, blah, blah. What else? What's a risk? Let's see. You're more sensitive to pain as a redhead. Do you feel like that's true? But you don't know what it's like.
Yeah, there's no way to be. I can't know what it's like to be in another person's body.
Increased Parkinson's, skin cancer risk, it's just because we're pale.
Endometriosis, that's a big one.
That's a lady thing.
I think I have it. No, I'm just kidding.
Birthmarks. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I was always wondering. If I counted up all my freckles, we weighed that in terms of melanin. How black would that make me, right? Like
you're basically black.
I think so. Yeah. I've got some pretty patchy spots here.
I would not consider a birthmark to be a
health risk.
Health risk. They're just trying to be inflammatory.
Also, a lot of us have 2 penises. Is that a thing? Is that
well, you gotta, we gotta have a spare.
I don't have a big one, but I do have 2. Is that sexy?
I think it would be great to have 2 penises. Like you have, you have one. If you use the small one, if you're like really clicking with a girl, like your personalities are gelling.
Why would you start her on the small one? You gotta make her work her way up.
Because you bust out the big one for like birthdays, special occasions.
Okay.
Like maybe after she makes a commitment, you bust out the big one because
the big one's a treat. You don't
want to start with the big one and then she just likes you for your big old hog.
I get it. It's like McDonald's. If you eat it every day, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a big one every day. I mean, that's like it's a liability. You got There is such a thing as too big. Like I can remember maybe one or 2 guys in my, very ladylike sample size that were too big that I'd be like, nah, I don't want this every day. Like you got to have something where if you jump off the bedpost and land on it with the full weight of your body, you're not going to get hurt. You know what I mean? You got to be able to drop down.
My God, what the fuck kind of shit are you? Jesus Christ. How about just like a little, how about some just, what's with you ladies these days? How about some nice, just easy fucking, whatever happened to that?
I'm just kidding.
Whatever happened, everything's got to be blasted and destroyed and resurfaced. Whatever happened to artisanship? I feel like the only kind of way you can handle pussy now is demolition.
I was kidding around. There's no jumping.
Can't I just
everything has to be blasted. It's so funny.
Yeah, can't we just be nice to it sometimes? My God.
Oh my God. I like manageable, a nice, not small, but like I don't know.
Manageable.
To say someone has a manageable penis sounds like an insult.
No, I would be. If someone's like, that's manageable, I'd be like, thanks. It's dependable. Listen, he's not ever going to be late. You call him when other people call out.
That's great. That dependability.
I have a real dependable dick.
Yeah.
Rory Scovel had a great opener back in the day. I met him right after I started doing comedy. We had a mutual friend who was a comedian, and he would open his set and he would go, "My dick tastes huge." And he was like, "Why would you want a big dick when you can have one that's big on flavor?" You know, it was just like this random opener.
Funny. Yeah, that's like
to
a
just
silly.
kick the door open with. And I remember it made me spit my drink out. It was so unexpected.
That's awesome. I'm really I'm like happy, and so don't worry about the celiac thing. I think it's like part of getting older is like really, when you're young, you kind of can eat a lot of garbage and it's not really going to affect you.
Yeah.
And I think what a lot of people, we're in this like diagnosis culture where everyone's got to have a title and a thing and the special food, and it's
did you see my thread about that last night? I went off on mental illness again.
No, but
it's like our brains are in the same place.
Our brains are in the same place. I hate that what's so annoying? I want to bring up multiple windows of Twitter and they make you kind of re-sign in every time you want to bring up. It's like, I just want 5 windows of Twitter.
Yeah.
But right, we're in this like diagnosis culture. Everyone's got to have a name. And I started noticing this like with ADD and ADHD. I was like, well, no, this is what I have. Like if I had the test, I passed it with flying colors. I technically do have ADHD or whatever. They prescribed me Adderall. I took it for maybe like a year or 2. And then I started to like wean myself off. Cause like I've said before, I'm like, I don't want to be relying on something that costs like $90 a bottle. Like what if I lose my health insurance? Now I'm a pill person. And also just a little bit hearing like my dad's sort of like German voice in the back of my head being like, oh, you should not need like medicine. Basically, you should not become dependent on it.
That's kind of how I came up as well. Like I don't want to have to be dependent on any of this stuff. So, like I'll take vitamins. By the way, almost everything that they give you a prescription drug for, there's a vitamin that you can take that does what it's supposed to do.
Right. Oh yeah. So my point for bringing this up is like we're in this diagnosis culture when really like the process of getting older, it's like it's something you should welcome. And it's also just like start really paying attention to your body and being like, oh, I feel like shit and tired after I have a sandwich, which is like the default lunch go-to thing. It's like, well, try the thing with half as much bread, try the thing with no bread, try the thing with like whatever meat you would have gotten. But
have you been to DeRosa? Speaking of which, have you been to DeRosa's since he got his new spot?
No, I haven't, because he invited me to the opening party and I said, do you require like vax passports? He never wrote me back. So I was like, I guess there's my answer.
Oh, that's gay. I ate it at the stand when I was there last time. And it was amazing.
That?
It was almost a year ago when I was out there doing Kumia in March of last year.
I was like, you were out here and I missed you.
Yeah, well, I was only in town for like a day and a half or something, and then I went back down to Philly. So, but I'll be out there at some point here in the spring. I'll come out and make the rounds. I want to do some stuff with Mike Keegan on Long Island at Governor's. So maybe we'll set something. We should collaborate and see if we can get all of us to do something fun out there.
Definitely do Wet Spot when and we'll get you on In Hot Water, do the compound media rounds.
Yeah, I'd love to come out and just hang out for like a week and do spots and if there are spots to be done when you don't have a Vax card and you refuse to show a fake one.
Brooklyn Comedy Club is a place where they're not about the Vax cards, and I've also heard the Comic Strip Live, the new manager over there, I don't know how new they are, but they're not about them over there. And I think if I weren't so busy with other stuff, like that is a place that I would be.
Yeah, isn't it? I have a buddy, my buddy Trevor has this spot that's literally down the street from my house, and they do shows every Monday now, and it's outdoors, so there's no mask, no vaccine or anything. And literally, I think I'm gonna go to it tonight. He's been doing it for 6 months, and I get so fucking busy with podcast. Like I don't have an editor, I don't have a scheduler. I'm doing all of that shit myself. So like, it is a full-time job.
You're a one-man band.
Yeah, I'm Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, man.
Ooh. Where's this thread of yours that you were talking
about? So where it says the 3 things some of you need to hear today.
Oh, I like this. And I retweeted it. This is so great. Yeah, this is the idea of that, like, and I don't know if you guys saw this viral video. It was like this dad who I think he was black or whatever, mixed or something. And he was like, there is no racism. The only racism that we experience is coming from the government and coming from the media. Like, this guy went off. It was great. He was so based. And he was like, the parents we're taking back control. And this is the idea of like, there's no marginalized groups because this is a nation of free thinkers
and individuals. Like
individuals,
you know, this is our structure is kind of centered around the concept of, you know, rewarding successful individuals. We also don't pay taxes in groups, right? Like black people don't all get together and pay black people tax every year.
What would be their tax? What would be black people tax? Like,
I would be fine if we didn't tax them as long as they weren't allowed to bring Bluetooth speakers into public spaces anymore. I'd be fucking set.
Maybe the black people tax could be like they pay a little bit more. Like for example, when you go to like a public pool, you know, like the lifeguards because they can't swim as well. Yeah, and this is not a racial thing. This is just I was a lifeguard and I kept a tally. I just personally noticed who I was pulling out of the pool and who I wasn't.
It's so funny you say that. So one of the bits I worked on, I wrote into that new 30 is a bit about like there's some jobs that you have to be racist at to be good, and one of them is lifeguard. One of them is definitely lifeguard because if you aren't, you have to be racist to be a good lifeguard. Like, hey, you're not going in without water wings, okay? Put them on.
Okay.
Your skin is heavier. You're gonna sink to the bottom. You gotta. The rules are the rules, okay? Just put the life preserver on before you go in.
Who knows? Maybe like certain bodies are more dense or more likely to sink.
Well, there's
also like a cultural thing. Like certain cultures have different values, and in my family, whatever. I don't know if I don't represent all white people, but in my family, it was pretty important that we all learn how to swim.
Yeah.
It's also like, what are you? Do you grow up near a pool? Like for my parents, like they didn't have the kind of money where they're sending us to camp every summer. They're like, no, we're getting you a summer pool pass. We're dropping you off at the pool. Whatever happens here, happens here.
Yeah. And you just get in a pool with a bunch of other kids from schools around your school and you guys look at each other's genitalia in a public swimming pool all day.
And it's like, look, at best, which was like my scenario, it's like me and my sister both became lifeguards. We had jobs for every summer from basically like 17 to like through our 20s.
So I must say your skin is incredible for somebody who was a lifeguard and out in the sun that long.
Oh my God, thank you. I don't know if I just got really lucky. I used a lot of like sunblock because I was.
Well, that's why you protect
on the pool deck.
You protected yourself. No, I was going to say that you were saying is the skin. It actually is, and that's another job that you need to be racist to be good at is tattoo artist. Because if you try to tattoo black people's skin the way that you tattoo white people's skin, you're going to scratch the fuck out of that tattoo, and it's going to be terrible. So there are like
racist. It's being aware of differences.
It's logistical.
And that's the problem with our culture is that being aware of differences and pointing them out is considered racist.
Yeah, you know who's racist? The fucking pussy white tattoo artist who's too afraid to ask someone if its skin is different. Yeah, and then yeah, exactly. And then like, oh, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Like you see it on Ink Master every season. There's like a dude who's covered in tattoos head to toe, and when they do the skull picks to decide which competitor gets which artist, nobody wants the black people. And then literally those tattoo artists will go, I don't want the black dude. That's going to take twice as long, and I'm going to be there all fucking day. Give me the skinny white girl with the shoulder piece. Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. Of course, right.
Here's another one: caricature artist. You got to be racist to be a good caricature artist. Otherwise, you're just doing portraits.
Right. I mean, that's not even being racist. You're just exaggerating existing features. And
if I gave you a caricature of an Asian man and he doesn't have big teeth and like slanty eyes and like the straw hat,
squinting behind the wheel of a car,
that's a photograph. That's not a caricature. So these are jobs you have to be racist for. But anyway, the point of this thread that I was pointing at was more the second line about anxiety and depression. And then I did a thread on this a year ago that I attached below this tweet.
Oh, let's see.
Which I think you liked back then too.
I liked it, but it went away. I'm reliking it. If you think my take on the jab is wacky, let me tell you how 90% of your mental health issues are just clinically diagnosed. Narcissism masked is a disease that can only be treated, never cured, and makes more money for the billionaires than war and iPhones combined. Woo! And this is why we get into why the trans thing is so hot right now. Because
Of
think about how
course.
much money these companies have to make off of all the hormones, the surgeries,
The
and
pills,
it's
and
like,
you're going to
yeah,
be on SSRIs after it because you've never seen a trans person happy after the surgery ever. They've never been smiling like I love my life. It's like countdown to suicide. Look at Caitlyn Jenner. You ever look at Caitlyn Jenner when she's on Fox News? Look at the still on a YouTube video. She's like, it's just the saddest person you've ever seen.
and that's the thing. It's like you're not. It's complicating. I mean, again, for some people, they can be really happy and thrive. Buck Angel. Well, Buck Angel still has his vagina. And I don't even know what's going on with Blair White. What's in her pants? It doesn't even matter. These people are happy, and they're very good examples.
See that, but I think Blair is good enough to where if she pulls a hog out, you suck it out of respect. Like,
oh, absolutely. I would.
If you're good enough to trick me,
I would. I respect
that's
her
off to
work.
you, madam.
I think she's great. She's one of my favorite content creators. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She drives a pink car. I'm like, she's awesome.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna suck one at some point in my life, might as well be on a hot chick.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I mean, she's got everything I'm into. So
yeah, but it's like I said in the subsequent tweets, I pointed out like I don't view depression as a disease. I think it's a byproduct of empathy, like carbon dioxide is a byproduct of breathing. Like if you are someone who has a capacity for empathy, then you are going to feel sad when you see sad shit. It's cause and effect. Same thing with anxiety. It's like if you have anxiety about something, it's just because it matters to you.
Yep.
If you didn't have anxiety, you'd be completely apathetic and you'd care about nothing. You should be nervous on a big date. You should be nervous on a job interview. Part of growing as an individual and having character is pushing through those things, of those areas of discomfort, and learning shit about yourself.
Wow, this is so good. What a good thread this is. Yeah, the words mental health will absolutely be carved into America's headstone as the primary cause of death. It's the idea that like everyone needs a title. It's like this culture of I am defined by my diagnosis, by my pronouns, by my mental illness, by my health problems. And I know it's a thing, like, as people like, you listen to old people talk, they're always talking about their health problems, but like there's a difference between talking about what's going on and being like, this is my identity. And I think they use like they kind of do this to us to sell products. So it's like, in order to sell us products, our identities have to be tied up in our diagnoses.
That's
because
a great point.
If it's part of who we are, it's like, oh, well, I am this person with AIDS. I'm an AIDS person. I'm all about AIDS life. I don't know.
Trans, I have anxiety, I have depression.
AIDS as the example, right? Like I'm an anxiety person. I'm the poster boy for anxiety. So now I need to get with the anxiety pills, the anxiety lifestyle, anxiety fucking merch off Amazon, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, and so I have a piece coming out today for the Vegas Take, which I've been doing a little writing for lately. And it talks about what America's obsession with Pete Davidson is. And I actually
can't understand it.
And I actually, well, I think I've narrowed in on it. I think he's the modern American dream. I mean, he's essentially failed upwards for the last 5-6 years. He shows up to work about 10 hours a week, pops into SNL whenever he feels like it, or whenever there's like.
Love to talk about Pete Davidson. By the way, it's like it's like lighting a fuse. We're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, no, but I have no problem with the dude. What I think,
I don't either. I think it's fascinating.
I think his, but he's like, he's not Bo Burnham. He's like an ensemble guy. He's your friend in the group of comedians who doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, he'll throw in a little Molotov cocktail that's really fucking funny, and it keeps things going. But he's not like Gino. Gino's going to run the whole fucking circle, right? Like, that's a guy who's like an alpha comedian, who's always funny, who's always on, and can carry everyone through. He's a character.
He's a cartoon.
Pete's a little bit more like, that's what I think is so funny about Berg, is Berg can sit back and he'll just throw in a piece of gold, at the perfect moment.
He waits like a sniper, and he's like.
That was what was great about Norton back in the old Opie and Anthony days, is Jim would just sit back and just drop gold in. Those two guys would be going at each other's throats, and then Jimmy would be there to let the air out with the perfectly timed joke.
Yeah.
So But Pete's not like he's not a superstar talent wise, but it's not like he's awful. He's not like Hannah Gadsby or something.
Right.
But I think a big part of it is like he represents the new American dream, which is not working very hard and using your mental illness as a crutch to
or
be
your
entitled
victim
to
status, right?
Yeah.
Like your my dad died in 9/11, so I therefore now have permanent lifelong victim status. Like everyone should feel bad for me everywhere I go. I should get things everywhere I go.
Well, if you remember, he was going to be cut from SNL in 2016.
What?
He hadn't been on it when Jay Farrow and Taran Killam were both cut. Pete was going to be the third high-profile cut, and right around the time that the presses, the trades started murmuring about who was getting cut, his team released that he had been diagnosed with bipolar 2.
Wow,
and that he was suicidal,
so smart.
and he was hospitalized. And if you remember, Lauren was like, I dropped everything and went to the hospital to make sure Pete's okay. He'll always have a job at SNL. He's not going anywhere.
Oh man,
So,
imagine like they don't want to be tied to a possible suicide.
Well, it's an ADA, but it's an ADA thing too. If they fire him after they discover he has clinical bipolar 2, the Americans with Disabilities Act would allow him to sue them for hundreds of millions of dollars.
This is so smart by his team.
Smart.
It would be pretty easy for you to like fudge or fake anything, really any diagnosis.
Sure.
Just read up on what the hallmarks of the thing are and then go to a doctor and be like, I'm experiencing X, Y, and Z.
We all have a friend who has a friend who's a doctor who will fucking fill out a note for you for anything.
Yeah.
Like I could probably go get a note that says I have 2 dicks. I'll have it to you by 3 o'clock today.
So Pete basically secured his position at SNL by this bipolar diagnosis.
Made himself untouchable. Now he works. He shows up for 2 sketches a year. He's not a big sketch writer. He's not a great performer. He'll do like Weekend Update a couple times a year. And then he shows up to fuck the musical guests and the hosts.
More time to finger Kim Kardashian, you know?
Yeah, it's just like so what, and then you wonder why 19-year-olds don't want to go work at Taco Bell for $15 an hour.
Wow.
They're like, well, I have bipolar as well. Where's my fucking TikTok fame? Where's my millions of dollars? Why do I have to work? I want to work from a home office. I want to make 6 figures a year because I need to be by my emotional support penguin.
I love that I'm talking about like, oh, everybody just wants to be a mentally ill YouTuber. Meanwhile, you and I, look at what we're doing.
Yeah, but I would never listen. I might be fucking crazy or retarded, but I would never be like, I have anxiety and depression. Like,
it's just called life, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has anxiety and depression.
Yeah, people who are dickheads are like, I actually found out I'm on the spectrum. Like, well, I still just think of you as an asshole.
Wow, and this is in 2019. Receiving his borderline personality disorder diagnosis felt like the weight of the world is lifted off his shoulders. No, the weight of the world was lifted off your shoulders because you realized you were never going to get fired from SNL.
From anything. You can't be fired from anything now.
Wow. And it's more reinforcing of, your
identity
is your identity.
Yeah, is a force field. So as long as you're anything that isn't straight white male, but isn't it funny how this keeps coming up?
He's a straight white male, but he's mentally ill. That's his category.
That is what heterosexual white people have found as their protected class, and that's why they're clutching onto it like it for dear life. If I'm not gay and I have to be mentally ill. It's the only thing we have.
Or you have to be such a simp for the victim groups. You have to be the biggest ally. But now they're finding they're losing footing there. Now it's like, well, that's not guaranteed that, are you always going to be a good ally? What are the rules? The rules are always changing. But if you're mentally ill, well, man, you got a real hold on people then.
Chrissy, can we please plan this? So Tariq Nasheed does talks like every day or once a week about being a foundational Black American. And basically what that is he just will go on there and talk about how essentially everything that exists is because of Black people. And if you think white people, like he was talking about how the Wright brothers weren't real and that like if aviation was invented by Black people, I mean, like he's fucking out there. But I would love to go on there with you someday and just keep calling in under Twitter accounts and being like, so like I heard that Black people like invented like oxygen. Can you elaborate on like I would love to just go in and keep feeding him absurd, not be mean or argumentative, but to literally feed him insane theories about things that black people created to watch him fucking invent them on the fly.
That sounds fun.
I think it would be hilarious, and I think we should do it. We should do it on one of our podcasts. Maybe we'll do it on mine because I want to have you on mine again. And we'll go into a Tariq Nasheed Twitter space, and we'll literally just start floating. Like, I actually heard that black people sewed the American flag. I heard that Betsy Ross is actually a made up person.
Right.
And just see what
I heard it was actually Shaniqua Ross who sewed the American flag.
She's a freed slave. I actually heard that I heard that black people had tamed the dinosaurs before white people had come along, and then warmed the globe and caused the ice age. Is that true?
Yeah. That's funny. So again, it's like if you embrace your quote mental illness, this thing that nobody can really see or truly test for in a meaningful way. It's not like you take a blood test and you're mentally ill. It's like, you can it can come and go whenever you want, whenever you need to put out a press release. So this is when did this come out? Well, last year. Okay, so he's
19.
opening up to Glenn Close about his battle.
The other one is addiction too. Now people's addiction is going to be a thing. Like, I have an addiction problem. So,
I mean, not that these things are impossible. Like, not that it's impossible to have a real diagnosis, but like, don't make it your whole. It's the fact that these Hollywood people, like, they use it to their advantage. And
you think everybody with dogs on these fucking planes really need an emotional support animal?
Love their dog.
Or did they just find a way for their dog to fly for free and not in a fucking crate? So,
and
like,
anybody who loves their dog would want that.
Yeah. If I, literally, I was talking with a friend of mine like a week ago. He was interviewing for a job. He goes, they literally asked me if I was gay in the job, and which they're not legally allowed to do, but they teed it up by saying they're trying to improve their quota. They're not their quotas, but their numbers in terms of diversity and inclusion. And so they're like, "Are you gay?" And he was like, "Yeah, 100%." And I was like, "You're not gay." And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm passing."
Wow.
So I was like, "Yeah, I should probably just start telling people I'm gay. I'm gay passing." Or as we call it in comedy, the old Tim Dillon.
And this is like, I don't know why Hollywood has made Pete Davidson their sort of like, I don't know, in a sense, like a charity case. In a sense, he's like, this is an old article. It's from 2019. He's trying to be low key after his high profile heartbreaks. It's like nobody's forcing him to date these high profile famous women. It's like, he has a great PR team. They're like, you know what, this guy's not bringing a lot of substance in terms of like talent to the table, but it's like, he's got tattoos, he's sulky, he's got mental illness.
Fashion brands love him.
Yeah, right. He's lanky. He may or may not have a big hog.
Oh, he does.
I don't know.
It's like a 10-incher.
You've seen it?
No, he showed it on Legion of Skanks back in the day.
Oh,
he had a dick pic that he showed them on Legion of Skanks, and it was savage. But like, again, I don't count. If I weighed 100 pounds, who knows what kind of dick I have inside all this fat?
What good is a big dick when it's like you clearly lack vitamin D? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you're just skin and bones, your dick better look huge.
Right. I don't know. I just and I've heard a lot of folks talk about, like, Pete Davidson is now like he's being like put up like this. He's like this ideal male, right? He's kind of like, he's not like physically strong. He's not like mentally, emotionally strong. He's like succumbing to these titles.
Yes, he's a millionaire who's excellent at absolutely nothing. That's why he's adored by America, because everyone can identify with him, because that's the dream. The dream isn't to become, Steve Jobs, make an insane product, change the way the world works and communicates with each other, and become a billionaire in the process. It's like, how can I make the most amount of money for doing absolutely nothing?
And the elites don't want that. The elites don't want true like American entrepreneurship and like raising the ranks, because they want to stay on top. They don't want any competition. So it's like, let's prop Pete Davidson up as the ideal male so that the youth of America they dream of one day being a mentally ill YouTuber with a big hog. From Joseph Williams. Chrissy, you equal Chappelle. Oh, Lord. I mean, I don't even know if that's true. I love you. Please keep going. I equal Chappelle, which means I am Dave Chappelle.
Nice.
You heard it here first, everyone. I am Dave Chappelle.
That's perfect.
I'm like
it's like pretty good. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Which era Dave Chappelle though, right? Like, are we talking
Oh,
You're
I
talking
think
like
definitely like pretending to be the crackhead, like face covered in powder.
I like that one. That's a good Chappelle.
Yeah, or maybe I would be the one where he like pretends to be in like the clan member, like the clan leader, but he doesn't know he's black. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest go-tos when people talk about like there's certain things white people aren't allowed to joke about. I go, well, the funniest racial sketch in the history of America was written by a white dude named Neil Brennan.
True.
Which was that black white supremacist sketch.
Yeah,
You know,
that is one of the best sketches ever for show.
Yeah, and white people are still doing the best black comedy on the internet. Is there anything funnier than seeing like real uppity white old ladies at the grocery stores just screaming the N-word at black women and getting fucking annihilated? That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, if it's wrong or not, or people disagree with it, I think it's fucking hilarious. There's this one where this old lady with like a raspy voice and the black woman is in the aisle. She's like, say it again. And you can see her literally take a beat, think about it, and then she just screams it in her face. And I go,
wow.
Okay. Well done, lady. If you're going to go out in your shield. You know what I mean?
That's fun. Young Bei Chang, my only Asian fan. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning, Josh.
Konnichiwa.
The last king of Norway. Chrissy, you magnificent MILF without kids. Thanks for the daily, weekly laughs, and not least of all, the subtle cleavage. It's the spice of life. Thanks, King of Norway.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of mileage out of the subtle cleavage.
Yeah, this is subtle morning. This is not
very
even
subtle.
cleavage.
Yeah, it's like midday cleavage. It keeps them guessing. Keeps them wanting a little more. You know,
I can feel a breeze, but I'm not trying to prove anything. You know,
well,
it's 11 a.m. I'm not trying to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not like rent is due cleavage.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have 7 days to get my cleavage nice and taut.
Maybe you could embrace your mental illness, Josh, and then you'd be set for life.
Yeah, you guys can't evict me. I have bipolar 2.
Right. Maybe you need to lean into your celiac disease, and this
yes.
can be your victim status.
That'll be my new identity. Is I have I can't have wheat. Wheat will kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, if they ever find me having committed suicide, it's because I can't have pizza anymore. That's the reason.
Pizza is like
not because of my career. It's not because of it's not relationship stuff. It is because I can't have pizza.
It's really like you just cravings wise, you just need 3 bites of something to like satiate that part of your brain that's like, oh, I have a craving. And I don't know, you can make kind of like decent like substitutes. I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to do like kind of keto. Like Frank is doing keto. He's being hardcore about it, and I'm trying to do it.
I've done it. I've lost at one point I lost like 25 pounds in 1 month doing keto.
Whoa! What were you eating? What were your snacks?
Cheese. I ate a lot of cheese. I'm a big cheese. I basically ate like Tony Soprano when I was on keto. I just had lunch meats and cheeses in the fridge. And I would just stand there. I was like, I don't even own a bathrobe, but I feel like I need a bathrobe to eat these. And I would just want to stand there and eat gabagool and cheese in the fridge. That was my whole thing. And then what else did it? Nuts. You can have all the nuts you want. So I go ham on nuts.
Peanuts. Peanuts are not good. Supposedly you can have walnuts, macadamia,
cashews. Yeah. Well, who's eating? Listen, I don't know what kind of trash people you fucking run in circles with, but we're a cashew only house.
You buy mixed nuts. That's going to be 50%.
Who's getting the mixed? Ugh. I don't like mixing in my nuts or race. No.
Wow.
I like to keep my nut jars and my people pure.
We went to do a keto snack run the other night at the supermarket, and we were like, basically we found ourselves like in the strange canned meat aisle, and we're like, oh, do you know that you could buy just corned beef by itself?
Yeah, canned corned beef.
We were buying like little cans of sardines, and I was reminded of my youth because like we were like raised on sardines. Like my mom's side is Norwegian, and I don't know if this is because it's a struggle meal or because it's Norwegian, but we had sardines all the time. We're always just like cats eating them out of tin cans and shit.
Yeah,
my mom would just throw sardines at us. We'd be like, we're hungry.
Yeah, that was when I moved to Minnesota in high school, that kind of stuff was very Minnesotan. I'd go over like a friend's house and he'd just like open up a can of sardines. And I was like, what? Your mom's a lawyer. Have some fucking self-respect. What are you doing?
I really like anchovies. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I'm a nut segregator. That's right, Con. I
Yeah.
only have segregated nuts.
Do you eat these sort of like processed keto, the marketed like keto snacks? Did you fuck with any of those?
I did, but I found, what a lot of people point out is a lot of them have like sugar alcohols. So like if you eat like the Atkins,
xylitol.
yeah, and so what that can do, same thing with like the idea of like you can have all the Diet Coke you want because aspartame isn't sugar, but it's like but it can
It gives you
it can
cancer.
and it can really fuck with your blood sugar levels, and
Yeah,
it can
it makes
definitely
you crave
spike
more stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So I found that as much as I love Diet Coke and I'll never be able to give it up, that's like my one vice because I don't drink, I don't smoke crack, and I don't suck dick. But Diet Coke's my one thing that I just couldn't give up. But yeah, you kind of have to watch that stuff because, like you said, it makes you crave sugar and carbs and crunch.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, I need some kind of crunch. So it's that's the thing that's really tough with a keto diet is it's a very mushy diet. So if you like texture in your food, it's really tricky. So you can get a little crazy with like, you can
They have those moon cheese, like those moon crispy, like basically like it's cheese with air passed through it.
Yeah, they make ones that are chicken too. There's a company that's called like Kickin' or something. They sell them at health food stores, and they're like dehydrated pieces of chicken that taste like chips. Pork rinds. You can have all the pork rinds you want. Even though
we were looking at some pork rinds. I'm like, this is when I.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna fucking.
No,
I'm gonna make Frank come over the podcast right now. Okay. So what you do is you get pork rinds.
Okay,
you get pork rinds. You get barbecued pulled pork. You don't have to roast it at home. You can get it in the little pre-made pulled pork Jack Daniel's container that you put in a microwave or the stove, and then you put your own barbecue sauce on it or whatever. You put the pulled pork. You do pork rind pulled pork nachos. So then you put your barbecue sauce, your cheese, your sour cream, all your nacho accoutrement, but you do it on pork rinds with pulled pork instead of beef and chips. Oh my God, I'm telling you.
He doesn't really like barbecue.
Well, then he's fucking gay and you should find a new one. Doesn't like barbecue.
We had the worst experience at a restaurant, and I'm about to sound like a cunty Karen type white woman, but like I'm gonna throw this Mexican restaurant experience down. You guys tell me if I'm the cunt or if this is just bad service. So we roll up to this Mexican restaurant. We order like as an appetizer wings, like 12 wings, and then we each order like some kind of a taco salad.
Yeah, wings are.
And I was like on the fence about like I could always be convinced to order a cocktail like a margarita because I'm always like it's fun, why not? So I'm always like this far away from ordering a drink. And so she goes, all right, so we're gonna do the wings for appetizers, and then bring out the salads, right? So all this time goes by, just the salads come out, and we go, all right. But then we see like I see the person coming down the thing with the wings, so the wings are coming out after the main course salads. So then the wings come to the table like after we're already eating the salads, and then Frank goes, no thanks. And then the server, because it wasn't our waitress, it was like just the server who's bringing it out of the kitchen, and she was like confused. She was like, what? And he's like, no thanks, like we've already got our entrees here. And he was like, yeah, just, but being really calm, wasn't being a dick. He just said like, no thanks. And then we never saw our waitress again. Like she didn't come to ask us how the salads were. She never came to talk about the wing situation. She didn't come by to be like, oh, are you sure you didn't want those wings? Like, do you want us to like pack them up for you to go or whatever? And like, I've been a waitress. Frank's been he was a waiter
also been a waitress.
He was also a waitress like even longer than I did. I didn't last I lasted maybe 6 months because I fucking can't handle being yelled at. But he was like, no, this is like in the world of food and order and stuff, like the appetizers, even if the appetizer came out like 2 minutes before the main course, it still would have been good. But the second that main course hit the table first, it's like the appetizers are kind of like null and void, right? But then we never saw the waitress again. And I actually saw her like go out of her way to not check on us like twice. I saw her like walk to the table.
Oh no.
Look at Frank and then about face and then walk the other way. And then I saw her looking at us through a window on like the other side of the restaurant. I just saw a face, like I just saw this. And I was like, is that her? Is she looking at us through a window? And then it was like all this time went by. She never ever came back.
You
finally
bitch.
start fiddling with our wallets, then she appears. She so she knew. She was waiting for us to be like absolutely done. She completely bailed on us, and it's like I feel like there was many opportunities for her to like make it right. She could have been like if it were me, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I fucked up. I put in all the food at once. Like, look, I'll take the wings off your bill. Do you want them to go still? Like,
Yes.
up for you to go
Yes.
home?" And Frank's there, he's doing keto. He's not having enough protein. This salad is like mostly iceberg, so it's like it's annoying because it's like we could wings.
You just feel your wallet getting fucked at the table.
And I was so annoyed because I'm like, oh, we could have used those wings right now because there wasn't as much meat in his salad as he was thinking. And she just was ignoring us. And then we're fucking with our wallets. And then she comes by, brings us a check. The check comes. The wings are not on it at all, which is like, okay, that's good. And it like pained us both to not leave a good tip. But it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like and only one other person came by to refill the water. He would have asked for hot sauce. I would have ordered a drink. So I just was like, man, there were just so many. And maybe she was feeling like, oh, I fucked up. I'm just going to use the avoidance tactic and not, you could have sent even if you didn't want to deal with us, you could have sent a manager over to be like, oh, are you guys sure you're sending this back? Like I've heard, sometimes if you fucking hate your table, you can send another waitress over. Can be like, can you just deal with them? Like we're not vibing or something.
Yeah. Have you ever had service so bad where you skipped out on the tab where you just I've had it so bad where I literally announced like I'm not fucking paying and we're leaving. Like, I'll make
it would have to be pretty bad.
I'll make a scene in a place. I don't give a shit. I have such low tolerance for that stuff.
I could understand if you're waiting a long, long time and they never bring your bill. Like, I could almost understand it, but like it would have to be really bad service for you to like leave nothing and walk out. I don't know.
I'll tell you this. One of the funniest restaurant experiences we ever had was me and my buddy Tyson. We used to regularly go to this Buffalo Wild Wings in Crystal, Minnesota. Oh, by the way, when we dipped out of that place where I was like, I'm not paying, I actually wrote in the tip line, be better. And then didn't pay.
And then you signed it Melania Trump.
Yeah. So anyway, at the Crystal Buffalo Wild Wings, we walked in and we were like sitting there. So we were like joking. And I think I was maybe even working on a bit. And my buddy Tyson, who's not a comic, is like my funniest friend in the world. And anytime I could run bits by him or riff bits with him, I would, because I'd always come up with really, really funny stuff. And it was like a really horrible bit. Like it was like either a rape bit or a racist bit or something like that. But we're just having a conversation with us, and we're not yelling across the restaurant. It was like just conversational at the table discussion. And the waitress like walks up and is just like listening to our conversation as we're finishing stuff. Then we stop and she goes, "What are you guys talking about?" And I go like, "Oh, I'm a stand-up and we're working on a thing together." She goes, "I don't think what you guys are talking about is appropriate or cool, and I'm not comfortable being your server anymore."
What?
And I was like,
what exactly did she overhear that made her say that?
I don't remember, but it was probably, like I said, it was probably a rape joke or something racial. If I remember correctly, and now I'm going to text Tyson and be like, what was it? But I think we made a joke about.
Where were you? Were you in LA?
No, Minnesota.
Okay.
We made a joke about something about mixed children. And the girl like had mixed children. Obviously, she's a white girl in Minnesota. They love it. There's nothing they love more than disappointing mom and dad with chocolate babies. It is the American pastime in Minnesota. Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, they're all Lutherans, and the thing is it's like the polite Midwest. So their racism is like, oh dear, bless your heart. They don't say the N-word. They just go like, good for you.
I just can't understand what like the mentality behind like, oh, I am specifically going out of my way to have like to like meet and like partner up with a guy. Like I don't know.
But the fact that she
actually do that on purpose to have mixed kids, or they just happen to fall in love. Like I don't understand the mentality behind doing that to piss off your parents.
Well, I mean, I'm joking about that part. I don't know the actual intention that they have, but I do think because it's such a passive aggressively racist place, black dick is like the forbidden fruit, and so they have to try it. You know what I mean? It's
I've never felt that way.
It's like when, yeah, well, it's. You grew up in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a forbidden fruit if it's on every fucking corner screaming at you as you walk by. I read the Bible a couple times. I don't remember the apple going, "Hey yo, white bitch. Hey yo, yeah. Hey yo, don't you want to taste of this?" You know what I mean? just
Oh,
dancing on the branch. Hey, yo, girl. Hey, yo. You see these dogs in your front yard? No, I'm upstairs going hard. You know
I like walking. I would on purpose walk past construction sites on purpose during the summer. If I needed a little pick me up, I would just be like, hey, nice holes.
Nice.
I did say to one like very recently because they were working on something outside the gym I go to. I'm like, nice hole. Just to see like how they would react.
I had never had my privacy invaded that much. I was like, we're having a fucking this is our private conversation. Like now you're gonna come over and lay some sort of guilt trip on me because you were eavesdropping. It's not your fucking business.
No. And how many other horrible conversations? Like you just overhear stuff as a server. It's not your job. It's your job to like bring people food and get you're not the morality police.
Yeah.
I mean if I were to hear somebody if I overheard somebody talking about like sex trafficking and you're like you see and then I see them, I don't know, I would just be like, okay, this I have to kind of report. But
yeah,
you know, if you see somebody, I don't know, even so much is not your business. Like at what point do you have to make it your business? A conversation you don't like, that's kind of gay.
Yeah, I that's exactly how I felt. I remember looking at it and being like, this feels gross. Like that just and I was just like, all right. And I was like, fine, can we get a different server? And I was like, and then when the other girl came over, she's like, yeah, she's fucking uptight. And I go, I'm gonna tip you $100 because I want her to fucking
that's awesome. See, that's the fucking way to handle it.
Yeah. So we ordered like $30 of wings and tipped her $100, and I might have written something on there like thanks for not being a cunt.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just
awesome.
it's unbelievable. It was like that was probably 2008 or 9 that happened, and it was like my first foray into people just thinking that their opinion about what you think is funny matters to anyone.
Yeah.
It's like, it's my sense of humor. I don't walk in on you when you're doing creepy sex stuff at your house and going, ew, guys, how dare you? Should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, or just like look outside the window and be like, ew, you're really gonna let him shit on your chest like that?
Yeah, exactly.
This is this is not a super chat. I just saw this comment and had to share it. This is from E. Makias. I just woke up from a weird dream where I picked up a trans child and threw it out a window. That's wow. How many stories up were you?
That's amazing. Yeah.
This is a random child.
Is it a first story window or is it an Eric Clapton window?
This right here is all of us right now. We are worried about the future of our country.
Isn't that amazing? That this is what they're going to come after us for next. They're going to be like, you said in a dream one time that you were Hitler. That's
for real.
We have to put you in jail for that.
Thought police, dream police. Yeah. That's great. That's so funny.
That was actually isn't that a Cheap Trick song, Dream Police? The Dream Police, they live inside. It is Cheap Trick, and I'm totally God. Don't I sound like a 50-year-old?
Let's play a little bit of it.
Yeah, let's get kicked off YouTube.
I think it only counts if you just play the whole thing. If you play little snippets and talk, I think it's a loopy hole. I just want to hear this song now.
We'll just talk over it while it happens.
Yeah. Hold fudge. Let me share this. Wow, Josh, I'm so happy you came on my little morning show.
Yeah,
I think it was better when I have somebody to bounce off of.
Hey, the algorithm is working because I literally opened Twitter and it was like, your friend Chrissie Mayr is live. It's like, my pants have to match my guitar for this record.
Let's see if the song gets interesting and different. I wish I were alive in the 70s. I feel like
if I could go back and be born again, I'd be born exactly in 1960. How great would it be a teenager in your 70s, 20 in the 80s, 30 in the 90s?
Yes, that's actually the perfect life.
And fucking dead right now. Wouldn't that be great? I'd already be done.
Imagine taking full advantage of like the 80s and 90s.
Well, you'd be a kid in the 60s was the best time, right? As long as you're not anywhere where the civil rights shit is happening.
Right.
And then in the 70s.
Color TV. Let's do this.
Yeah. And then in the 70s, you get to go up through all the hippie shit as a teenager.
Yeah, you can everyone's doing experimental drugs.
Rock and roll and all that stuff. Then 80s, you get all that in your 20s.
Do Woodstock. You get to do like the OG Woodstock.
Yeah, dude. And then you get to go through the 90s and your 30s when you start to hate everything. You get grunge music, fucking Seinfeld.
MTV, like you get the full experience of like MTV, and
you're
like
fucking 40 before you buy your first cell phone.
And you've already made it. You're probably married. You've started your family. It's like you've had a chunk of so much adult life with no cell phone, nobody like intruding in your shit. People
And
don't
even
know
even as a comedian, you get to go through the greatest time in American comedic history, the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah. It fucking sucks now. Honestly, it really sucks now to be any kind of a comedian or artist of any kind. There's just
you at
so
the very
many
least
blocks.
back then just had to have the balls to get on stage. Now you just have to have the balls to go
Open your camera. Yeah.
Here we go. I'm a stand-up.
For real. Yeah, you don't have to like it used to take, even when I started in 2010, like you had to go to a physical place. Like, yeah, there was YouTube obviously in 2010, but like I don't know, it just didn't occur to me to like start on YouTube. It was still like, no, you start in a comedy club. You start at these open mics. You have to physically be there, put your name in a hat, be on a list.
Yeah, not be a total pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't have crippling social anxiety if you wanted to be a comedian back then. You actually had to get over it.
You had to do it. Man, that really was the best time to be alive. To be dying now is probably like the ideal. Like to be
my
like
mom was born in
right now.
My mom was born in 58. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Man,
Yeah. I
this is
mean,
my mom. She would have been, let's see, she died when she was 71, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. She wouldn't even be old yet. She'd be like, what, 75, 76 now? I can't do math. 74.
Yeah, see, my dad was born in 41. That's too early. That's way too early. Because that you got Vietnam, you got civil rights, you have Korea. You basically all you get through that time period is wars. And then you got to then you're too old to enjoy technology.
Yeah, look at our grandparents. Like they obviously what were they? The greatest generation?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Boomers,
you
baby
basically
boomers?
have pre-boomers. So like my grandparents, so like the parents of boomers, you're raised basically with this like kind of not hoarder mentality, but like
no, they are a lot of hoarders though, for sure.
It's just like the Great Depression is literally about to happen again at any moment. So like, my grandma would save everything.
Well, they took all their slaves away. So you gotta be like, no, I gotta keep my possessions close. You know what I mean? Like they had all their property taken once.
Wow.
I get it. I get why they're triggered.
But I like the greatest generation.
I'm sorry. I get why they're T-worded.
I liked my grandparents' generation, I think, better than boomers. I think boomers had it like the easiest. I don't know. Maybe they didn't take great care of themselves physically. Like it seems like boomers now are just like 100% keeping big pharma afloat.
That's one area where I really disagree with Tim Dillon, because he was like the boomer parent. I guess he's writing a book on the boomer parent generation and how bad they were. And I was like, I think they were the best parents. They literally would like, we're going out to drink, enjoy yourself. Bye.
Yeah.
Smoke all the crack and jerk off as many times as you'd like. And I was like,
pre-boomers are the silent generation. Yeah, it makes sense because we fucking didn't hear from them. We didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have cell phones. They lived and died without cell phones. That's why they're the silent generation.
Well, they also were smart enough to know if you don't have anything to add to the conversation, maybe just keep your fucking mouth shut once in a while.
I never learned that lesson.
Well, it doesn't help people like us. We're entertainers. We have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes listen. If we knew about that, we would never bomb.
You fucking boomers, man. Yeah, and now they're the powers that be are trying to wipe them all out. Well, they're trying to wipe all the old people out because that's how you pass down generational wisdom and stories and basically like, hey, I'm from the old country where it was communist or socialist, and that's what's starting to happen here. So they want to quiet all those people.
Or the people that remember what real actual racism was like and real struggle was and what.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of this manufactured bullshit racism.
You got to kill off all the old black people who, when their kids now are like, the world is so racist, and the grandpa goes, shut the fuck up. When was the last time you got hit in the head with a rock, you pussy? Has anybody hit you with a fucking, has the fire company shown up to hose you down today? Shut up. By the way, where is that black comedian in culture today who's like still alive from those times and talking about that shit? I don't even know any comics that share that kind of perspective from that time. I think they're all dead. I think all the black comics that are over 60 are dead.
Damn. Yeah, I remember there was this guy. What the heck was his name?
Dick Gregory was the last one who died, right?
I think so. And then there was one before him who would like he would be in like the Eddie Brill poker games, and he used to host at Dangerfields all the time. What was his name? Winston Haggs or something.
Okay.
Quentin Haggs. He was an older black comic, very funny.
Yeah, Dick Gregory died 2017 at 84. And I think he was performing right up until he died.
Hold on a second. Is there really a COVID warning banner on the bottom of this stream? That's funny if it is. I don't understand why. We're talking about comedy, YouTube, idiot.
Let me refresh. I have YouTube open on the other computer. Yeah, Eddie Murphy's too. Somebody said Eddie Murphy count. He's too young. Jesse Lee Peterson. That is true. That is true. Even though he's not a stand-up, he might as well be.
Oh, yep. I see that.
Oh, my God. There is a COVID warning.
Wow.
Holy shit.
We really didn't even talk about it. Or did we? No, I don't think we did.
No, we talked in the beginning. I said my grandmom died from it.
Yeah, we were just talking about our long COVID coughs. Isn't that what you want? Us talking about our medical problems?
How do they even? It's not even posted yet. How do they know? Is it from the comments?
Let's see. How is this even? Did we write the topics? Oh, the Queen has COVID. Maybe that's why.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. The bloody Queen.
It smells like something's burning in here somewhere. It's definitely not me. I have to look at my candles every once in a while because I'm big on like candles.
I noticed you have a lot of like a mood setting accoutrement in the background.
I'm big on setting a mood.
My place is very sterile. I'll do a candle sometimes. I'll throw.
You got to do a candle. It helps the air. It's sometimes opening a window and candle. It's a whole new vibe.
Yeah, it's nice for scary movies.
So I'm pretty sure that Justin Bieber gave the Queen COVID because he too tested positive. And he's postponing his Las Vegas concert.
Well, it's actually twice as bad for people that have bipolar, which Justin Bieber also has.
You both get it if it's bipolar. Both sides of your personality.
Both of you get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're high Justin and low Justin. They both get infected.
I feel bad for Justin. He's somebody who is like such a tool of the machine, like plucked out at a very early age.
He's also incredibly talented. Undeniably musically talented.
Oh, for sure.
He's part of that whole Scooter Braun empire, and Scooter just basically takes every like major pop star now that has some sort of like he manages our favorite Demi Lovato. He manages that bitch. He manages Ariana Grande. He manages them all the problem children.
Interesting.
Are in his keep.
Wow. And they're like, you know what? Here's a list from the mental illnesses. Pick one, make it your identity. Demi Lovato, you got to shave your head or do something kooky with your hair.
Yeah. See, she's overdoing it. She's literally just like, now I'm gay. Now I'm non-binary. Now I think I'm a dude. Wait, no, I have bipolar. Like she's literally like a malfunctioning game of Simon. That's just all the letters or all the colors are.
It's like a woke robot who's short circuiting.
Yeah. Non-binary, Black Lives Matter, trans are people.
Gluten allergy.
Also, and amidst all of that, she had to try to take down some mom and pop yogurt shop for fucking fat shaming her. Don't get fat, bitch.
Yeah, that's the way out. The way to like truly kind of like lose pounds is like you gotta fuck all the diet products. So you really can't be about it. Don't try to diet product your way. Like you really just get your ass to the gym, drink a shit ton of water, get away from the processed shit. Even the processed diet stuff is like, that's not the way.
I'll tell you how I'm going to lose weight. I'll just crowdsource people to send me to China or Japan for a year. And what they will do is they will shame me in the streets every day to the point where I'll either kill myself or I will lose the weight.
Is that what it's like in China?
Japan and China don't give a fuck. You walk into a place over there, they're like, we have no clothes for you. You are too fat. Your body no fit any of the clothes in the whole business. You leave here, you never come back again. And you just go out like Charlie Brown Christmas music. And then you go to eat and they go, we no serve you. You full. Okay. We not serve you. You have enough.
You look like you full.
You're full. No, you cannot eat here. Food for people that not full.
Hungry. You look no hungry.
Yeah, this fucking
fat shaming in Japan. This is great.
Yes.
Most men and women here in Tokyo tend to eat like shit and do fuck all for exercise. Thanks to globalization and modernization, contemporary adult Japanese subsist on food. Okay, foodstuffs, McDonald's, Starbucks, tempura. And here's a chart completely in Japanese that we're not going to understand.
I understand it. It says,
oh,
put
really?
the fucking fork down, Tubbs.
Oh, look, this is age. I guess the red is like super fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably in that red.
I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah.
Why is it so Asian? While Japanese men continue to fatten across the board, Japanese women under the age of 60 are skinny. Well, yeah, because of fat shaming culture. Stricter standards. Damn. All right. Well,
yeah,
also,
Japanese.
Don't they have in, I don't know if it's China or Japan, they have like a whole basically subsect of men who like never get married, who like they have a separate name for these men.
Oh,
like,
that's called the MGTOW movement. And yeah, hold on, MGTOW.
MGTOW already sounds Asian, but I know that that's like men going.
Yeah, it stands for men going their own way.
It does sound Asian. MGTOW.
MGTOW. MGTOW. One of my favorite. This again. I don't think you could be a good comedian without being a little racist either.
Right.
One of my favorite comedians was this open mic dude in Chicago when I started. His name was Bambino. And he would just do like racist one-liners, but he would tell stories about going on the riverboats in Gary, Indiana, and gambling with Chinese and Japanese people. And he could do the fucking Chinese voice so perfectly. He would literally just be like, Ming Yao, Xin Jiao, Yao, and I would be fucking dying because it was like, I was like, this guy only can do it that good because he's actually around them all day. That's the irony, right? You have to not be racist to get good at the racist impression.
Right.
And so you could only acquire that fluency in Mandarin by either getting a Rosetta Stone or sitting at the casino all day and listening to them talk.
Oh my God. All right. So male preference. So talking about like the pressure for women to be skinny, I guess, is more so than guys. Social pressure, women looking critically at other women, which is the most powerful of all the forces, to be honest, is the most important reason female skinniness is ascendant in Japan, according to Hisako Watanabe, a child psychiatrist and assistant professor of pediatrics, blah, blah, blah. Japanese women are outstandingly tense and critical of each other.
Perfect. They all sound like Isabella Riley, who's like, I'd rather fucking hang myself than be fat. And that's great. That's what it was when I was a kid, and it shamed me, and I got into sports, and now as an adult, I don't give a fuck. And even if a pretty girl like that calls me fat, I just go, whatever, you're fucking stupid. The shame doesn't work anymore. Is my
passive
point.
Shaming. Japanese folks tend to avoid direct confrontation as much as possible. They do not deride the poor. What the fuck? But praise the thin.
Deride the porcine, but the porcine.
Porcine. Is this a word for fat? Porcine.
If it is, I think I just found my new stage name.
Porcine.
Joshua
my God.
Porcine. What is it? What does it mean?
It's so funny. I have to bring it up. This is great. This literally needs to be part of your new identity.
Oh yeah.
Porcine,
nice.
Or porcine. Oh, it's pronounced porcine.
Porcine.
Or resembling swine or a pig. Or pertaining to swine. Characteristic of the hog.
It sounds like the way Kramer would describe Newman in an episode.
Yes. He is very pig-like.
Yeah, he's like Newman. He's maybe a little porcine, perhaps. But
it sounds, that's a very chic word, porcine.
Yeah, porcine. Also, way to go, Chinese. They're just like, fat doesn't do it. We have to really take it up a notch so that these fucking pig people know what we're talking about.
You're not just fat, you're pig-like.
Porcine, you porcine motherfuckers.
Children should be porcine and not heard.
That's definitely the kind of kid I was. I was definitely
Holy
porcine and not
shit.
heard.
Oh my God.
Oh.
See, we need to take on more Asian style shaming in this country.
Yes. It's effective. It works. Yeah, sure, a few thousand people will kill themselves, but get them out of the fucking way.
They're
Let's
already,
get them out quick.
yeah. Wow. And okay, on the social media front.
Oh my God, Jose Vivas just blew my mind. Porcini mushrooms, which are probably found by truffle pigs.
Yeah. Guys,
that's not an explosion. It's just gravy coming out of my holes.
Yeah, this is not just dumb chatter out here on Mayor in the Mornings. We come here for learning. This is education, this show, okay? So porcini mushrooms, pig mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn, our minds are blown. On social media, one can see that women writing "You look so skinny" is a form of high praise, not voicing a concern over the subject's lack of nutrition.
Yeah, they don't care how nutritious we are. Just don't look porcine.
It's true. When I was like in a kind of a toxic relationship and I was like down to like 120 pounds, and a lot of people were like, wow, you're so skinny, but I literally just took it as a huge compliment. It like gave me power and strength. I was like, yes. I was like, I'm going to take over the world. And then
I mean, anybody who looks at Demi Lovato she's like, I used to have an eating disorder. I was like, yeah, but you were mad fuckable back then, and now you are disgusting. Like, I don't even think I could stay hard.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no. Especially if she talked about anything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, Nick, I am still mad at you for the braces comment. I am still mad. I am currently holding a grudge.
What's the braces comment?
I don't know. Yesterday he was like, "Oh, Chrissy's on some braces shit right now." Like I don't know. I guess
what did you have? What did you have? Some Invisaligns in or something?
I had braces throughout college.
Oh yeah.
I was sold a trick from my orthodontist. And my orthodontist, by the way, he needs to be checked. He thought he was hot shit. He was like, "Oh, Debbie Gibson went here," and he had Debbie Gibson's headshot hanging up in the office.
Ooh.
And I wasn't really into comedy much in college. Like I got them sophomore year, so I was I think 19. And he's like, "Oh, you'll just have them for a year. You just have them for." No, he lied to my fucking face. I had them until a year after college, so I had them until like 23 at least, and it ruined my life.
Tommy,
that's my victim status, is that I had braces in college and it slowed my development. And by development, I mean having boyfriends.
There's a hold on, let me see if I can find it. There's a Minnesota comedian named Tommy Ryman who has a great joke about adults with braces. I wonder if there's a clip. Can I drop you links in the private chat?
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, I think
you can also share your screen.
Yeah, but that's goofy. No ads. Stop ads. No, goddamn lag. All right.
True, it did make me who I am, Nick.
Yeah, this has the braces joke in it. It's pretty
more
funny.
Asian shaming. If young women are not married after 27, they are referred to as Shang Nu or leftover women.
I'm certain I've ordered Shang Nu at a restaurant in the past 6 months, and it was not this. So I think I was fucked. This is why I'm going to end up suicide bombing a fucking DoorDash driver someday.
You order Shang Nu and you literally just get like a burlap sack. That's
it's like, where's my Shang Nu?
This is to go, I assume.
I miss the good old days when Chinese food was delivered by Chinese people. Remember?
Yeah. Yes. I remember. All right. You put.
And it was always right. It was never wrong. They never got it wrong ever. And they didn't even speak our language.
Those were the good old days. See, the time to be alive would be to be dying right now.
Yes, you got to be born 1960.
Yep. All right, what is this we're watching here?
Weird. You guys know what's weird though, right? When adults get braces. That's weird. Some 52-year-old walking around with braces. I'm always like, really? Now? You wait until now. If you're 52, they're all gonna fall out, but now. All right. Sounds like a plan. But it's cool, guys, because it's kind of like they're saying, I don't care what anybody thinks. But I kind of do. Same time. It's the best joke ever.
That's it. Yeah.
So I used to have a CNC. Do you guys remember that little thing that said the cow says?
Yeah.
Tommy Ryman is my favorite new lesbian comedian. Look at
that. Yeah, he had unfortunate hair back then.
Oh wow.
We did a roast one time. There was this local comedian in Minnesota who had gotten gastric bypass. He was like Ralphie May fat, and then he got to like normal fat like me. And I had said that Tommy Ryman, I was like, it's so cool that they were able to make a whole other comedian out of your gastric bypass leftovers. I was referring to Tommy Ryman, which is probably the meanest thing I ever said about Tommy. He's a sweet guy and a very funny comic. But also that's a terrible clip. It's so echoey and boomy and loud. It's just like, take all these old clips down. I have 100 clips of me doing stand-up that I took off because they sound like shit.
Yeah. So all right, someone told me to look up the meaning of Dokushin, which is another
Dokushin.
Japanese word. It's basically like the male version of this: bachelorhood, unmarried, single, celibate. Yeah,
Yes.
you know what sucks for men is like women don't get this same stigma. Like if a woman is single, she's left over. But if a man is single, it's like, oh, you're celibate, you're an incel. Like they immediately tie it to the lack of sex, I guess.
I got a buddy who just doesn't fuck. He doesn't put any energy into it anytime. He's like asexual. He's the most productive. He probably has like 200 grand in his fucking savings account.
Getting so much done.
He's the most productive person I know.
You're using all of like your jizz strength. You're keeping it and you're using it for good to get things done.
He's got like tantric nootropic happening where he's found a way to convert his own jizz into like fucking brain cells.
Yeah. So this is example of, God, I can't even pronounce this because it's written in Asian. Dokushin. He remained single all of his life. I wish I could play this. Wish there was a. Damn, look at this. Oh wow, they really break down every symbol.
So here's a fun one. Do you ever play with Google Translate on your phone?
No.
Okay, so this is a fun one that I like to do in bed when it's very, very late. And this is a super fun thing because you can literally just do like Chinese to English, and you can do conversation, and then you can literally try to guess Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So like, here's one. Let me try. I actually said something in Chinese.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you saying that we actually all know Chinese and we don't know it?
How about dialing a small ball ticket? Can you see that?
Yeah.
I just spoke fluent, full Chinese.
Oh my God. How did you do that?
You just say sounds that sound Chinese into Google Translate.
We know Chinese. This is huge, Josh. The discovery that you know Chinese.
I know Chinese.
I think we all know Chinese.
So just try to make Chinese.
I have Google Translate now.
Yes, open up the actual app on your iPhone.
App.
And then you want to do Chinese to English verbal conversational translation.
What's the name of the app that you use?
Just Google Translate. Oh, it's just called Translate on the iPhone. Sorry.
Oh, so it's already here.
Yeah, okay. It's already in your phone.
Okay. So, let me try it.
Yeah, there's an Apple version and a Google version. So you do Chinese to English and then click conversation.
Chinese. Wait, English to, so I'm going to do it from Chinese
to English.
Mandarin simplified. Is that what you did?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just did Chinese. Mine just says Chinese. I think it knows that I'm not going to specify, so it doesn't.
Okay. All languages done. Now I don't want to do Mandarin to Spanish. That's crazy. All right. Now we're doing
Mandarin to English. That's what you want.
Okay. And I'm just going to say anything that sounds Asian, and then it'll tell me.
Just try to speak Chinese.
Oh my God, I spoke Mandarin just now. I just said eyebrows, you go.
See?
This is amazing, guys.
I just gave you I just brought all this joy to your lives.
Eyebrows,
I just reverse Marie Kondo'd that shit.
My God, guys, this is amazing.
Is this not the most fun you'll have all week?
We all know Chinese. Okay, let's try another one. Guy, oh, meow, 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 meow. It's typing. It says, I just said, I'll be out.
Yeah.
I really just said meow, meow, meow.
Yeah, it's amazing. These are real. So this is my. I just think they made up shit. I don't even think it's a language, and they're fucking with us. They've been fucking with us for 500 years. Yeah, yeah. Let me see if I. Let me go. Let me see if I can do one again.
Damn. Just say meow, meow, meow into your phone.
Meow, meow, meow,
meow, meow, meow. Don't.
We can't.
It says, "Do we want to go to bed early? We can't." Is what I just said in Chinese.
Why can't you?
I am as fluent as it gets.
I need to say some other words.
Yeah. Just hang out with some, you know, you and Frank are going to be ordering Chinese for the next week just to learn new words.
Dog, we go. I said so numb.
See? You're saying things. Yeah, in case anybody thought
Why did you make it play?
Do we want to go to bed early? We can't. Not only am I speaking it, I'm having a back and forth conversation in it. I am playing husband and wife. Actually,
like, if this is college level, because
I am a Chinese playwright.
I took Spanish in college, and like you get to the level where you're actually conversational. Like you take a conversational, that's the level you're at right now.
Yes. But this is what's amazing to me is I would love to just start saying sounds to strange Chinese people and just seeing if they come back at me with anything. And then, you know, I think I'll know it all.
Ming Ming Mao, boo dang. I think it's Ming Ming Malibu Dang.
Oh shit.
That sounds like a song.
Yeah, Ming Ming Malibu. That's probably a K-pop song. So like the reason I learned how to do this was I was like, oh, I wonder if I remember the Chinese words from like movies that I heard.
Yeah.
And then I remember like in Funny People, you know, I'm talking about the Judd Apatow flick.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Banya comes home and he's talking to his kids and they're like speaking Mandarin back to him. And they're like, "Papa Booyao." Yeah. So it's like there's different so like you could take like the Wayne's World stuff when he's like Zisha Bindua, you know, and I would do that into Google Translate and see what the Wayne's World translations were. And then I was just like, well, these are just noises I can make with my mouth.
Yeah.
This clip should be called Wu-Tang Clan.
Someone in the chat, Magnificent Devil says, try it with actual real Chinese words to see if they actually translate or if this.
Oh, really, Magnificent Devil? Let me just go get my closet full of Chinatown out of the fucking drawer.
Well, I can get some Chinatown in here because I have how to ask directions in Chinese. So I can actually say real Chinese words into this translator. Let's see if this is real.
All right, let's go.
No, let's just do Chinese phrases because I can't.
Pang down.
All right, let's see.
I think my pronunciation is dead on.
Chinese is difficult because it's a made-up language.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some real, like, just beginner level Chinese. All right, so I'm just going to say these words. And if they're real Chinese words, then they'll come up. Chinese survival skills. What is that?
Yeah, so, that's what?
Like what to do when you're being robbed?
By Chinese people?
Yeah, that's what's confusing. All right, I'm just going to say these
random
Chinese
away?
words. Push them. Just drive away.
All right, so in front, and I'll try to help you with the pronunciation. I think that's kian miao.
Meow meow.
No, it's see, you're just hearing cat noises. Yeah, I think
I'm just gonna say all these words. I'm gonna say all these words.
Yeah.
And see if any of them come up. Okay.
Yeah, Yan.
Okay, here we go. Yuan Jin Piang Biang Queen Bin Ho Miang Dui Miang Zu Bang Yu Biang. Okay.
You got any of them?
I messed it up.
Yeah, I don't think you can run them all together. Let me just try one.
Okay. Yeah, just try one.
I'll try one on mine. Bang biang. No, see, now I think mine's broken. It's just giving me like the pronunciation of what I'm saying back to me.
Oh, I'm try again. Queen Miang. Maybe this is just making up words because this thought I was saying, I'll try again, calling me young.
Isn't it crazy how like 2 sounds is like a full sentence and then you could talk for like 10 minutes and say 1 word?
Yeah, I'm going to do this. Hold on.
It's like it's a made up language.
Something Wong. Oh, now I'm doing it from English to Mandarin.
Oh, no, that's backwards.
No, I need to go backwards.
Well, and you can also practice, like you can do English to Mandarin and then try to say back what you hear in Mandarin.
Okay.
But it's more fun to do it the other way and just guess.
Every time I get a COVID warning, we're just gonna do this bit and talk about Chinese and Mandarin until it goes away.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Wing Zhou Guai.
Good point, Boosh McFadden. He said all languages are made up. Touche.
All right.
Spoken like a real porcine asshole.
Should be porcine and not heard. Wang dogs why? See, I think it's getting all fucked up now. Maybe because I'm using simplified Mandarin.
Oh, that could be. You also have to be. This is again. I think mine is more effective because I do it more racist.
Oh, true.
Like I really lean. Like you're just trying to be nice. I'm full going like what down, down. Like I'll
You're doing
literally
it like full Shane Gillis. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but but it's effective.
All right, let me try it and be very Chinese.
Also, I love it being the most Chinese racist you could be is going full Shane Gillis. What's going full Josh Denny? Just screaming ends into the camera. Poor Shane.
All right, let me try being more Chinese. No,
that's it's Japanese. The Japanese is more guttural. You're doing Japanese now.
I just said no.
Okay, well.
Maybe this is the app rejecting my attempts.
Yeah. I feel like mine's more fun. Maybe I just have the racism iPhone.
Maybe because this is old. This is like an iPhone 10.
With all due respect, I do have a black iPhone and they do hate Chinese. So that's probably why.
You're like, my phone is telling me to push someone off a subway.
Oh my God. Did you see that Dave Landau video? Oh,
no.
You didn't see the one where they did it was like the opposite of that there's a documentary series coming out on Showtime that's called like It's All White. It's all going to be all white.
Be all white, yeah.
And then they did a spoof of the opposite of that.
No way.
Oh my God, it's so good. Hold on, let me find it.
Where is it? Let's find it. That's
it's probably
great.
in my history.
What is it called? Everything's going to be all black?
No, they didn't do it anything like. I think it's on like the Crowder clips.
Oh, okay.
Be all white Landau. Yeah, here it is. I'll send you the clip.
Send me the clip. This is the funniest and best podcast ever. Look at that. It's gonna be hard to top the Chinese translation part.
Well, and that's a take-home bit. You guys can do that. You can play that amongst yourselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually want to learn real Chinese now.
And next time some fucking fag brings out Cards Against Humanity, you go, put that shit away. I got a way better game for us to play. How Chinese are we all?
Yeah. How Chinese deep down are we?
Yeah. It's better than 23andMe.
Yeah.
This is such a good video.
23
I can't believe you haven't seen this.
Here we go. Is this it? Here we go.
If you guys have seen this, Showtime put out this new series called Everything's Gonna Be All White.
Oh boy.
It's extremely racist, to be honest. Really, really uncomfortable. Enjoy.
So they comment on it?
Yeah, they do comment on it.
People is when they pretend like they're the victim. What's also annoying is when they kill
Amanda Seals literally just doing anything.
What is fragile about whiteness when everything has been constructed around it?
I mean, like all of these people.
Every part of who I am has been distorted or criminalized.
It's really just a bunch of
white lies.
He's like, can I get some craft services?
You're not patriots. You're ridiculous. One of the definitions.
Videos come up.
Yeah.
Okay, commenting.
All right, yeah. So hold on, right there in the middle is their.
Place,
Their
y'all. It's a
version.
wild place. I know Harriet and Frederick be up there just like, what is they gonna do?
Speak for. Never mind.
Was it Jerome?
No.
Well, let's move on.
I
I feel great about myself.
Talk any more about this.
Let's move on.
This is terrible. This is just absolute.
It's nothing but landmines.
More programming like this, Dave, is on its way.
I know. That's what I've heard, actually. And it's the entertainment business, and there's always similar companies trying to compete.
Yeah.
And there is actually a project, and it comes from the Hallmark Channel.
Oh, good.
It's premiering its very own series on race. Pretty fly for a white lie.
Oh my God.
Black people, I mean, nothing really. I mean, I love black people. I voted for Obama. I mean, I didn't vote. I would have voted for Obama, but
Well, oh, geez. I mean, I like black people.
I guess if I had to pick one thing, maybe just in movie theaters, if you could not talk so loud.
I mean, I would have voted for Obama a third time.
Now, if it's Medea's Halloween, go crazy.
Oops.
I mean, I get it. It's hilarious. But if it's the new Tom Hanks picture, I mean, I just like to kind of enjoy that with my sweetheart. So,
I do get nervous when my overweight nurse has 6-inch press-on nails.
One small thing, I just asked that
White ally.
you just don't push my Harmony in front of the train
Yeah,
again.
because they have to like, if there's somebody on who's not one of them, you have to like be like, oh, it's okay, they're an ally.
They're an ally. Yeah. This line coming up fucking made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe.
do want to apologize for some of the modern inconveniences that we might have caused. For example, airplanes, electricity, modern medicine can be pretty expensive. Calculus, clothes.
I guess when I'm filling up my tank, could you please just not yell, "Hey, yo, white bitch"?
Democracy can get kind of rough. Space travel.
Maybe on a job application, you don't put under prior work experience, "We was Kangs."
I've been supporting myself through college. Tipping would be nice.
Who knows what's out there?
So
Like
good.
aliens or like
So good.
the moon could
Dry
explode.
delivery.
They're just, we put that on you. So I do apologize
Perfect,
for
like
that.
hiring manager in a cardigan.
Saw your son today. Maybe give him a call. I think he'd really appreciate it.
Oh my God, that we was Kangs.
Hallmark
line?
always
pushing the
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who knew? Yeah.
It's
Wow.
actually way, way less offensive than the other one,
Yeah.
but we're gonna get in more trouble.
Cheeky. They're just
Absolutely
very
true.
cheeky.
I mean, it looks like
my
a good
gosh.
series. I think both will have their points.
Watch Louder with Crowder
Good
live.
for Dave.
We
Didn't
was
laugh.
Kangs literally made me fucking. I couldn't breathe for 15 minutes. I was like
That's
rolling
really it.
around on the floor laughing. Yeah, maybe I had some wheat. Yeah, wheat.
There was
That is
wheat in
just
that too.
that is such a deep cut. Like to
Aw.
say like prior work experience. We was Kangs. Oh my God, dude.
What is that
I
even
mean-
from? I know I'm gonna sound very white just by asking.
No,
but-
just because there's this running thing that black people are like, we were all kings and queens before we fucking were stolen and brought here.
Oh, is that true?
No, no, actually the kings and queens are the ones who sold y'all to us for rifles. Unfortunately, that's the historical
I mean,
factual
it is
truth.
still Black History Month. I might as well just look this up. Okay, we was kings. Satirically used to criticize Afrocentrist African Americans to claim that their ancestors descended from Egyptian pharaohs. Often in the form of a comment thread, the beginning "we" followed by "was," etc. We was kings and shit. N-word. I swear to God.
Oh, say it, Chrissy. Come
my
on.
effing family, man. They was from Egypt.
It's a quote.
Do you see that
Come on,
color?
quote Rogan, drop it.
It's the Ebonics version of "We were kings and queens."
Yeah.
This phrase is temporarily to boost the self-esteem of an African American person who is feeling low about themselves.
Oh my God, that's actually what it's. How fucking infantilizing.
The term is a total lie, but is acceptable to the masses nowadays. Wow, is this what we really want? Is this what are there? I don't know if there's black people in the chat, but is this really meaningful?
This is to just cheer you dumb motherfuckers. That's the only thing that could say that would be more offensive than what it says.
Yeah.
This is a lie we've made up to cheer you up when you're feeling down.
You can get the "We Was Kings" mug.
Oh, please click that link.
We was king. Okay, this is.
That's weird. I thought I was gonna have to hold the mug sideways like a gun in every crime show.
What we should get it. Well, purple is a powerful color.
Yeah, we should get it.
So is black though.
Was kings and queens. Oh yeah.
I want a pink
one.
Well,
first of all, you have to get it in purple because that's their color.
Oh, look, it says it on the back. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it actually says to temporarily boost this. Oh, please buy this. Somebody buy Chrissy this mug.
Oh my god.
In the chat right now.
Oh my god, I have to get it. Look at the reviews.
He was Kangs. Oh, and you have to take this on compound and Anthony will love it.
I order this for almost $33.
The color is eggplant. The literal color of this is moulignon. Which is the Italian word for eggplant. My God. You have to get an eggplant. It's probably sold out, but that's the color you have to get.
All right, I'm going to get it in the most powerful color, and that is purple.
Color. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to buy it now. This is expensive for a mug.
I know. Well, you're paying you're paying the reparations is what you're paying.
Okay, where does this money go? I hope it goes to Black Lives Matter. Because they, you know what I mean?
I hope it goes directly to Dave Landau's children.
They're doing so much good. Wow. All right. I'm going to fill this out later. That's very exciting, though.
Was Kangs and Queens.
Please do this, Chrissy. I'm begging you. Please. No rims on that mug. You guys are hilarious.
Good.
Oh, God. Did you do the black? You know what the big turning point for me was Black Square Day on Instagram. That's when I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to opt out of this.
Yeah. Well, I part of that bit when I talk about, I have like a whole probably 20 or 30 minute chunk on race. And I said, one of the things I talk about, there are jobs where you have to be racist. And then there's privileges to being every race. And I go through all of those. And then the other one I do is, I knew that racism was over the day that Black people started bitching about their mental health. Because those are made up white people illnesses. So now if you have enough time to make up white people illnesses, it's over. Yeah. You're equal.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I would go to the march, but my anxiety. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Harriet Tubman was known for overcoming her crippling depression.
Yeah. You know who also had celiac disease? Martin Luther King. Oh my God, I have to get this. Is gonna be a really expensive mug. And there's also a warning that the mug may chip your grill.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Oh my God. This is just somebody just said Matthew Hammond funded the mug.
He did. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you, Matthew. Is there any Ebonics to English translator on the app? Could we try translating the old lady talking to the black dudes on the movie Airplane? Here is money for the mug. Oh my God. Thanks,
that's
Matthew.
awesome.
It's going straight to the mug fund.
Mug fund.
Yeah, not mug club. I have mug fund. This is all there is. Hi, Josh. Hi, Chrissy. I got kicked off Twitter. Oh no.
That'll happen. Did you say some ends on there?
Yeah. From Lev Poly Ayakov. This looks like a figure skater name. Hey, Chrissy, I'd love to watch. I can't read today. I'm like mentally.
How do I get booked on podcasts this way?
I'd love to have you on BreakTheRules.tv live stream in the coming months. What's the best way to get in touch? My email is bookChrissieMayer@gmail.com.
Also, the best way to get in touch is to super chat $50. And then she'll definitely
and a picture of your dick.
No. Yeah, show us your dick and maybe we'll do your shows.
last king of Norway. The fatty knows his food. No offense, fatty.
Yeah, of course I would never take offense to if shaming me worked, I'd be thin.
I don't think you're fat. I think you're just
no. I'm fucking enormous. Trust me. If I just got naked right now and stood up, you'd throw up everything you've eaten.
No,
this week.
just say I wasn't fat. We was kings.
We was kangs. I'd be eating like kangs. I'll tell you that. I had a fucking Totino's pizza for breakfast, motherfucker. That's how I'm doing.
That's Kang food right there.
Yeah, I had to take an allergy pill for a 90. I had to take a 60-cent allergy pill for a $1 pizza. That's fucking white privilege, baby.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Oh man.
I was trying to Google and find something about like Ebonics becoming a real language.
Well, it's now AAVE. They don't even really call it Ebonics anymore. Yeah. That's
really?
That's what Aquafina got in trouble for, using African American.
That's her entire brand. That's her whole thing is pretending to be black.
Yeah. AAVE is African American Vernacular English.
Okay.
Or as we call it, N-speak. No.
This is a tricky topic.
Yeah, so I love that we call it African American vernacular. So stupid.
It is so stupid.
It's a black dialect that Asian people aren't allowed to use. So I had a joke back in the day when they're like, "No, you can't. That's our word. You can't use that word." I go, we gave you guys all the words, right? All the words are us. We did words. You guys did loincloths and physical fitness. Okay, you're welcome for the words. You don't just get to start calling dibs on words now that you learned them.
Can that be your mug? You're welcome for the words.
Yeah. How about some gratitude for all those fucking words and pants? You know.
Is that why they protest the pants by wearing them so low?
Yeah, that's my argument with Tariq Nasheed. He goes, "I'm a foundational black American." I go, "You better drop that suit then. You better put on some kind of loincloth.
Wow.
Better get back in your traditional garbs."
Mickey Gussler, also the Mug Fund. Thank you so much. Is this enough to get you to perform at the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio and Easton? Love your comedy and personality. I was in Ohio, I think May of last year. I was at the Funny Bone in Cleveland.
We should do a Gingers of Comedy whites only tour, Chrissy. No.
So gingers only?
No. Yeah. We would be whites on. The show would be whites, redheaded whites only. But blacks can come in if they have their celiac vaccine passport.
They have their white ally T-shirt, and we spell it YT, or we could call it Pink People Comedy Tour.
You have to be at least. You have to be wearing. Pink people. You have to be wearing at least an SPF 50 to get into the show.
To get into an indoor show.
Yeah, it was like black people come in, and instead of holding like a vaccine passport under UV light, we just make them put the skin under so we can make sure that there's enough sunproof lotion on it. And then as long as the ultraviolet light reflects back off of it, we know you've been sunscreened and you're welcome to join the show.
Yeah. Secret Squirrel thinks some of white culture is not worth repeating. Like what?
What does that mean?
What part of white culture is not? Let me think about it. I only know my white culture, which is it's like half German, half Norwegian, and my parents didn't really like I don't know, teach any of that culture to us kids. Like there was no. My dad wasn't like, "Oh, let me make sure you have all the kind of German cuisine. In fact, like my whole family went to Germany without me. I was in high school, and I was in college.
My family did the same thing with Ireland. They were like, "We're all going to Ireland," and I was like, "When?" And they're like, "Next week." And I was like, "Huh? I guess I'm not invited."
I went with family friends, and I guess, I was a Division I athlete, so I think it would have fucked up my meet schedule or something.
What was your sport?
Springboard diving.
Oh,
which is not a real sport. No, it is a real sport. It's just it's weird because you don't need a lot of brute strength.
You just bounce off that thing and then you try to make as little splash as possible.
You have to be bouncy. Yeah.
Bouncy, sign me up. I'll win it all.
But I was mad that I never got to see Germany, and I've never been to Norway, and who knows if I'll ever go because if the Vax passport thing doesn't take off, maybe I'll go.
Well, the good news is you and I will be able to go see Germany. We could probably drive to it from New York next time I'm there because all we have to do is get into Toronto, which is the new capital of Germany, and it'll be perfect, right?
Who did you hear about? Evangeline Lilly has been speaking out about the Convoy stuff, and now people are, of course, like calling for her to be recast.
Oh yeah, on Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. This is Marvel actress Evangeline Lilly, who plays Wasp in the Ant-Man movie, defended the Canadian truckers from Trudeau and the corporate media outlets for smearing them as racist and misogynist.
To dismissing them,
they
have been mystified because you and the corporate media have painted a very different picture. You as a group have gone from ignoring these protesters to dismissing them as a fringe minority, to smearing them as racist and misogynistic, to now attacking them as terrorists. When you became Prime Minister of Canada, you did not just become the Prime Minister of the people who agreed with you. You became Prime Minister of every Canadian. You don't get to pick and choose who you will care about.
Maybe.
It's your civic duty to care about all Canadians, even those who you disagree with. Treating them with prejudice, suspicion, and illegal repression is not
She's
care.
from Fort Saskatchewan in Alberta.
Because you and the corporate media have painted a very different picture. You as a group have gone from ignoring these protesters to dismissing them as a fringe minority, to smearing them as racist and misogynistic, to now attacking them as terrorists. When you became Prime Minister of Canada, you did not just become the Prime Minister of the people who agreed with you. You became Prime Minister of every Canadian. You don't get to pick and choose who you will care about. It is your civic duty to care about all Canadians, even those who you disagree with. Treating them with prejudice, suspicion, and illegal repression is not care.
Ooh. And so now, of course, people are coming out.
She put me to fucking sleep.
I'm like, did that repeat? I'm like, I couldn't tell if it looped. I was like, are we listening to it all over again?
Yeah, it's really, some of these, stop reading like you're reading from a prayer statement. Throw some flavor on it. I know that's not your thing, Canada, but do, throw some wild language in. Throw a fuck in here or there. Have some fucking emotion.
You want some wild language from Evangeline Lilly?
Yeah, I know you're not used to going off script.
Okay, let's see. What are people saying? Evangeline Lilly. Of course, they want her fired because, she has the wrong opinions. Yeah, a lot of people thinking she will go the way of Gina Carano and get booted. Wow. Support of Nazi truckers, people are saying. People are so fucking dumb. Wow. I mean, good for them. I mean, I'm sure she knew that's the risk she's taking by speaking out, and maybe she sees what Daily Wire is doing, goes, you know what? I don't think I'll be entirely canceled. I'll have a career. I'll work with the Daily Wire, and we'll just have dueling Hollywoods.
Yeah, we're gonna have Nashville will be the Hollywood East, and and then we'll have Hollywood West here in LA.
Yeah, we just got to tell Evangeline that she was Kang's. And that'll make her feel better.
Actually, dreadlocks came from Vikings. I don't know if you guys know that.
Is this true?
No, it's the white people defense when people go that dreadlocks are cultural appropriation, and then white people go, actually, they came from Viking culture, which is like nobody fucking knows. Nobody could go back in time and find that.
We're asking him to come. Your knuckle dragging family misses you. What? Oh, to Norway? I don't even think I have any living relatives.
I'll tell you what. Of all, if I moved to another country, it would be probably Iceland.
Iceland's dope.
Wouldn't it be
so great.
Have you been?
Yes.
I've never been. I want to go.
Can
we please go do a stand-up show there?
Let's go to Iceland. When they
I
had
would
a
love
sale
to.
on the whole country. I went in 2008. And I think it was like right around the time of my birthday.
Isn't Reykjavik just like 3 blocks?
Reykjavik, yeah, it's awesome.
Did I just say it completely wrong?
They're artsy and funky, but this was also like so long ago. There's a lot of cool street art. They're basically like they're all about like cold culture. So like they're into coats. And the Blue Lagoon is right by the airport. It's basically this huge like outdoor spa thing, like this natural spa. And there's like
the thing I like about the idea of living there is that you're 3 hours from New York on a flight and you're 3 hours from London on a flight.
Yeah.
So you could literally have you could go back and forth all the time.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Henrik is wondering if I know anything about my Norwegian ancestors. No, I don't. I don't know anything about them. I should have probably talked more to my grandma about that shit. But
yeah, they have I looked it up. They have a pretty big English speaking scene there. They have like one primary club in Reykjavik. And that's and then but to be employed or maybe even just to gain citizenship, you have to speak Icelandic, which is a very difficult language to learn. It sounds difficult, but
you have to speak Bjork.
If I can speak Mandarin, I think I got it.
Yeah. What does Icelandic sound like?
It's very, very rough. It's like German. It's almost like German mixed with an Irish brogue.
Ooh, the sound of Iceland. All right, this guy. Privacy warning. Yes, of course I want to watch it. Fucking weirdo. Okay, let's bring this up. Let's listen to some Icelandic. I don't remember the.
Was that a Hertz Tom Brady commercial that started?
Yes.
Playing? Oh, I've fucking seen that thing so many times. I could hear the first notes of it.
Í dag ætla ég að tala íslensku og íslensku. Íslenska erfið.
Oh, yeah,
og
that
hún
sounds familiar.
Flókin og það mjög margt í henni sem að vefst fyrir Íslendingum og útlendingum.
Are my teeth allowed to touch to speak the language, or is that part of
not.
it? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Mér veit að segja.
I'm gonna have to get reverse braces.
You have to get reverse Invisalign.
Oops. Það hérna,
This guy
hefur
looks like
orð
he
eins og
loves the
fjörður
cold.
sem að beigjast mjög mikið, breytast mjög mikið. Fjörður, fjörð, firði, fjarðar, firðir, firði, fjörðum, fjarða.
This is how I learned Chinese.
Fjörðurinn, fjörðinn, firðinum, fjarðarins, firðirnir, firðina.
This all sounds like the
fjörðunum,
same
fjarðana.
word.
No, I think he's showing you how many different
Óregluleg
versions of
orð
that.
eins og mær og ær. Hér mær
Great, the letters are stuck
frá
together.
meyju til meyjar.
Sounds like my last name.
Eða eitthvað, hver veit.
Great.
Svo hérna
Hrifna.
blessaði viðtengarhátturinn í þátíð.
This sounds like a
Ég kem,
crazy
ég kom, að ég
made-up
kæmi,
gobbledygook
ég vinn,
language.
ég vann, að ég inni. Ég verð, ég varð, að ég yrði.
Yrði.
Hvað annað sem að ómögulegt að muna og aukast.
Oh, I know that.
Það
Outcast,
eykst,
Andre
það
3000.
jókst, við jökumst, að það ykist. Eða jekist.
Jekist.
Það má segja bæði. Já, íslenska virkilega flott tungumál.
By the way, that apartment is $2,500 US.
Yeah. You can't stand up in it all the way.
No, you can't. It's a
Mörg
ceiling.
hljóð.
Oh, it's literally he lives in the attic.
Fjall, það eru 4 R.
R.
Rán.
Rán.
Hræ.
Hræ.
Orri.
Orri. Maður.
Ari.
Ari, I can do that. This is so hard.
He looks like he's constipated speaking the language.
Það mjög fínt að
Yeah.
geta bullað
He doesn't
á
look like he
íslensku.
enjoys speaking
Íslendingar eru
language.
alltaf mjög gjarnir til að búa til einhver orð sem að þýði ekki neitt eða
They create words, some words that don't
Maður getur
mean
bara
anything. You can say whatever you
sagt það
want.
sem
It
maður
sounds like
vill.
a great language.
Kann hvort sem engin
Nobody even knows
góð
how to
íslensku
speak
lengur.
good Icelandic anymore.
Nei, ég segi bara
Oh, now he's
Ég
lying.
útlendingur því ég með hreim, ég veit það, ég tala ekki fullkomna íslensku, ég ekki fæddur og uppalinn hér.
So we need
Ég
to get an
Íslendingur,
OG
en ég
Icelandic
ekki
person.
Íslendingur
Yeah.
frá fæðingu.
I think we would just go and get like a local guy who speaks both languages and just use him as a translator the whole time
Yeah.
we're there.
Yeah, some man who looks like an actual troll is who I would trust.
Yeah, he should look like Gimli of Gloin.
Yeah.
From Lord of the Rings, and then we'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, he seemed frustrated. Like, well, don't do a video on it, bro.
Yeah, if you don't like speaking the language, maybe don't teach people how to speak the language.
Yeah.
Although that is a very like northern, Atlantic Ocean thing, like Norwegian or not Norwegian, but Scandinavian people are like that. They're just everything pains them to say or to speak into existence. They're just always like, ugh.
Everything is a hassle.
If you ever see Finnish people, they're just always frowning.
Do you know did you hear about the Finnish skier whose his penis froze at the Olympics?
No. How did that happen?
Just from skiing, just from
He ordered that
during the
fucking.
race.
He ordered that Sheng Mu is the problem, and then he got it stuck.
Came in 28th, but his dick froze.
Fucking DoorDash brought it an hour late, and it was cold.
And frostbite on his dick, and he's like, as it began to thaw out, it was really painful. He's like, this has happened before, no big deal.
Yeah, I think if you listen to
Like,
Icelandic,
that.
not even the language, it's shit. That's just they're cold. That's the problem. We have words like mer and and
literally like a shiver language.
You're
like,
chilling.
Let's create words around everyone being cold.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's not even a real.
We're literally, we should give like a TED talk. Like we should call ourselves linguists and like see if we can grift our way into doing a language TED talk.
Well, this shit is just all made. This is every language is just made up from a culture's most retarded people, and then everyone else just started copying them, and that's how you got. Boom! I just saved you 4 years of college and $200,000 in student loans. They were just laughing at the retarded kid in every village, and then they're like, "No, let's talk like him. He's hilarious. That guy's killing.
Having fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems happy. Isn't Eternal Lick Queen Elizabeth II the de facto ruler of Canada? Odd that she got the commie flu just as things ramped up with Trudeau. Yeah. I believe there's something to that.
Nice.
COVID is just like everybody's hall pass. Everyone's sick day now. You're like, oh, I have some shit I want to do. Yeah, I got COVID. Matthew Hammond, Chrissie Mayr, you missed my other super chat. We need to figure out what The Rock is saying in Chinese. WWE Rock speaks Chinese. Oh, yeah. That's a great idea. Could we put our translating phones up to when The Rock is like speaking Chinese?
Oh, and see if he actually is doing it?
If it's, any of that is real words. This is a great idea. All right. Not again. It's a Liberty Mutual commercial. Okay. Let's.
I love this Tron background that we have going here.
Thank you. It's part of the 80s. Okay, let's get my translate going. And we're going to play The Rock and we're going to record him in Mandarin to see what he's saying. It didn't work. Oh, it didn't work.
It's because he's speaking it with AAVE. So it's actually it's AAVC. It's African American Vernacular Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's basically speaking like Chinese Ebonics right now.
Yeah.
Chibonics. Chibonics.
Yeah.
Damn, I wanted to know what he said. What did he say? Bing bong?
You keep saying fucking racist shit like that, The Rock. Your people will never get Appalachians.
Yeah, he said ching bong ding.
He said
dong,
ching chong bing bong.
Okay, let me try it. Let me try seeing what he said. Ching chong bing dong ai.
And then what is that? You weren't off. It's something. It's always something is kind of the point. It's never nothing.
I think my settings are weird. That's just giving me even a more Chinese version of what I just said. It's Chinese for Klaus Schwab is taking over. Everybody just fucking get ready.
I had one night where I said it and it was like, would you like some penis? It was like I knocked a home run out of the park with my guests and we were dying for like 25 minutes.
It's cultural appropriation.
Laying in bed, just
it's awesome. Could
not stop laughing. I mean, this is the thing, is like if racism can bring you this much joy in your life, could it possibly
How could it be wrong?
How could it be wrong?
Yeah.
Sorry, but nothing makes me laugh harder. And by the way, it's not even if you made a great racist joke against white people, I'll laugh at that too.
Yeah, if it makes me laugh, I'll be like, great.
I'll laugh at all of them. I'll laugh at all of them.
Chrissy, what he said is not Chinese. It was just made up words.
Yeah. No, but it's also probably Chinese.
Yeah. Maybe he's just tuning in now.
The problem is just his pronunciation. If he softened this is the thing with doing a good fake Chinese is you have to soften the edges and it almost like it sounds like take your mean racist Chinese and then spin the record backwards.
Okay.
So like you almost have to back into the words like Nick Yao Chang Xiaoping Down no. Like that's how
you almost have to be afraid to say them like
yeah, yes, yeah. Well, they're afraid to speak. They know their place. They know it's not probably if they're not invited, they're not supposed to speak.
Also, they're probably worried about being too fat.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be one of these porcine motherfuckers.
Yeah. All right, Venti's in the chat. I'm gonna throw her a link. Venti, if you want to come on and talk Chinese with us, or if you know any languages.
Yeah, you better learn that shit, Brittany.
Yeah, imagine like
you want that yen. You want that yen, and when it passes the dollar,
a whole language like based on people afraid to talk. If that's true.
Dude, that's such an entire language based on people that are afraid to talk. That's the funniest shit anyone has ever
like,
said. About
like the
Chinese.
laughs are stifled, the hands over the mouth, everything's like, you're like,
thank
like
you.
don't kill me.
Thank you. That was my favorite part of driving Uber back in the day. I'd be at UCLA, which is just all Chinese, and they would thank you. And I was just like, I drove you 3 blocks so you didn't get raped. It's not, you don't have to bow to me 30 times.
And just like Icelandic people, they were freezing when they came up with their language. That's so great. Everything's der and burr.
Yeah, we're basically telling you about we're basically just telling you about the history of the world. This isn't even comedy.
This is a history lesson.
All informational.
Yeah.
You know how Joe Rogan is like, we're just dumb people. We're not scientists. We're just fucking around. We're actually scientists. We're not fucking around at all. We're trained in all of this.
Yeah.
So there are shows that are misinformation. This one, information.
Mm-hmm. Okay, someone is saying we need to listen to some Glasgow Chinese. Let's just play this video from a Chinese restaurant. I don't know if this could be a good representation of the language. Yes, we are back on Chinese. Okay, let's see.
You guys better learn it if you want to participate in the world economy.
Yeah. Get ready. Chinese restaurant.
Thai spicy chicken noodle. It's one of the most popular dishes in Ming's.
Okay, they sound like they're in a rush.
You can see. Well,
yeah, that's part of it.
Sauce and spiciness.
Like,
It's just like the heat of it.
Here's what it is. Don't kill me. Like they're about to get beat up.
And the next stage is the noodles.
Rudel? Did he say Rudels?
I'm more a seafood fan or a sushi fan. The Dokushin here, the sushi in here is lovely.
Oh wait, these are Scottish Chinese. Oh,
I think so.
There's a rush kind or something. So you get
Oh wow.
but it's good.
Little bit Rudels.
Hot pot service as we can.
We need Gavin on
the
this
owner
one.
of the Ming's restaurant. The most popular dishes, Thai dishes.
That sounds like English.
Chicken noodle. One of our Ming's popular dishes.
This is just Gavin doing voiceover in Chinese.
It's like
people from office and
a
business
lot of
people,
shushing.
and a
Look
lot
at
of
that tie.
family. We
It's
had
wide as
regular
fuck.
customers since the first day. We since
This
3
is just a
generations
Panda Express, dog.
already.
I've been here.
Very proud.
Fuckers trying to treat me like I ain't never been to a Panda Express. I know it.
It means you can see how the feeling. You can see the warm
Feeling.
This is regular Chinese he's speaking, and I think
Oh, I'm gonna drop you while we're doing funny Asian things.
Peter, Mary, so everybody.
I want to go to Glasgow just for the Chinese. Oh my God, food! Where did you get this food from? Oh, Frank ordered food. Hi, Muffin. Hello, baby. Oh, Muffin is here. He's sniffing my food. That's what you do, 'cause you're a dog. Muffin, what? What, girl? What? Do you have something to say? Jump. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Josh, have you met Muffin?
I don't think so.
This is Muffin. The most authentic Scots are Chinese. Muffin, look at the camera. Look at the camera, Muffin. Muffin, look at the camera. She's not looking at the camera. Muffin, look over there. Look over there. It's almost like she doesn't know where the camera is. She's not good on camera.
Oh, here we go. I love this. This is my favorite video of all time. This video has brought me so much joy over the years. I share it with you people this morning so that it can bring
Maybe Muffin's
joy.
upset because we're talking about Chinese people, and she's like, "Don't kill me." She's like, "I don't."
Oh, she's afraid she's about to become a dish.
Yeah.
I just sent you the link to this video. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, this is just gonna make your day.
Really think that you're Frank? People are like, "Is this the first time you appeared on camera with Frank?" Or maybe he's just joshing me.
Whoa! You gonna drop a J bomb with me right here on the show? That's fucking bold.
Should that be the name of your podcast? Joshing you.
No, I did. So you know how I do the clip show for Gavin? I was thinking about calling it Josh.0 instead of next week tonight. But
call it Josh.0.
I thought that would be too gay.
That's so funny. Okay, we're listening to this.
Start it over. Yeah, you're missing the good ones.
How to pronounce. How to pronounce different objects. Carne. Maxima, Ford, F150, Jeep, Volkswagen, Tiguan, Toyota, Camry, Mercedes 3, Volkswagen, Jetta, Honda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, Nissan Pathfinder. How to pronounce different foods.
Oh my god.
Banana chan, kawaii muffin, organic. Tortillas. How to pronounce different Blake Planet.
So good. Oh my
Oh,
god.
so
This
fucking
guy's great.
funny. I think you used to do those on Vine back in the day, and then somebody super cut them
remember Vine?
together.
Washing machine, microwave chan, MacBook Pro,
I used to watch this for hours.
Whatever happened to the Viners? You know, I think the Viners were really like
Oh,
marooned
well,
and unclaimed for a while.
Yeah, one of them married Tommy Lee.
Okay. Oh, right.
yeah.
What was her name?
Brittany
I followed her.
Furlan.
Brittany Furlan. She was like an
Yeah.
OG Viner.
She married Tommy Lee, so that's what she's doing.
Yeah, that's what she's
And
up
then
to.
one of them became like a wellness self-help guru person.
I mean, I don't understand how Vine, there's Instagram.
I think King Batch is the only one who's had like a real career after Vine.
Wow. You know who I loved on Vine, who I don't think is doing anything right now, is Marlo Meekins. She would do funny videos with like her dogs, like flying up and away. She'd put costumes on her dogs. She was like this beautiful redhead chick. And I just don't think she's doing anything right now.
Oh, weird. Yeah. All you can find on her is Vine compilations.
Yeah. I want to play a Vine compilation video because I really liked her.
She got pronouns in the bio. It's probably why I
Oh,
know.
no. Rest in peace. All right, here we go. Here's Marlo. Best of Marlo Meekins Vine compilation.
Oh, she kind of looks like a redheaded Whitney Cummings.
Nice sandwich.
Nice spaghetti. Nice tacos. Ice cream? I'm lactose intolerant. This is how to use the carpool lane.
That's funny.
That's funny. Aww. She's a good cartoonist too. Ew.
Oh my god.
I saw some dog park the other day with eyebrows. I was like, what the fuck? But this is what Vine was. It was like
making it rain.
Do you have 10 good seconds? Come to Vine.
That was funny. It was like there was like a cult, like a death cult. Got a good taste in 80s music. She's not holding her shit on this. Yeah, she was cracking up on that one.
Okay, great. Now let me just. Yeah.
See, I'm a woman when I'm hungry.
What? How do they do this? Oh, the dog is on her back, maybe.
What is this? Euphoria?
I don't know.
Got any change?
Sorry, I'm all out. Season 3 coming soon. Dang it, it didn't work.
Good night, Marlo. Good night, Marlo. Here. My banana!
Gonna throw you this sports ball. So
Maybe this is not her best of. Just shit with her dog.
What's the deal with?
Oh no. Oh God.
They.
She's giving our people a bad name, Chrissy. Turn it off.
Yeah. Maybe I was
I feel like those
romanticizing
didn't.
her a little
I don't
bit.
think. Yeah, I feel like those didn't age well.
No, I thought she was great. Maybe it just looked great on Vine.
Yeah, when you run her entire body of work together, it's pretty yee.
It's pretty you.
Yeah.
JS Pina. Chrissy, you ever talk with Az about Grogu? Not specifically. Like, he doesn't like it, and he knows that I like it.
I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna step away for a second to grab a Capri Sun.
Okay. Uh-oh, Muffin's back. Muffin, what do you want? She sometimes likes romaine lettuce. I'll give you a romaine lettuce. She likes the romaine lettuce because it goes crunch, crunch, crunch. And then I have the waffles piece too. Well, she feels FOMO. No, maybe I could.
Back.
What kind of Capri Sun did you get?
The only kind, fruit punch. What am I? Some kind of fucking Gugats?
Matthew Hammond. We need Jack Posobiec on Who Speaks Mandarin. Yeah, he's good. He knows.
Or we could get Andy No. He's one of them, right?
Oh, really?
I don't know. I just like saying he's one of them, isn't he?
I just assume.
One of my favorite lines from Reno 911 Miami, the movie, is when they go to bust up the hip hop party and Ben Garant is like, "Are you Suge Knight? Are you Jay-Z? Are you any of them?"
My dogs are waiting. They want more romaine lettuce. Is that normal? Do your guys' dogs eat romaine lettuce? Crunch, crunch, crunch. They're so cute. Oh my
I thought
God.
dogs are only supposed to eat chocolate.
No chocolate. The salad is kind of a hard food to eat while you're on camera.
Say that to the Kardashians. All they're ever doing is just eating ginormous salads out of big old buckets.
You know those salads are like $18 salads.
Oh, maybe probably more. They're probably like $30 salads.
That makes me angry. They're flaunting their expensive salads.
Oh God. So what I do with the Capri Suns.
Okay.
You guys pay attention. What you do is if you have one of those middle meat drawers.
Middle meat?
Yeah. So like you have a fridge has the top and then they have the freezer at the bottom. And then you have like a middle guy drawer that's like a freezer, like for meats.
Like a cold cut section.
Yeah. So then what you do is you put the aluminum Capri Sun bag in that mid cold storage section. So it's as cold as it gets without freezing.
That's brilliant.
Oh God.
So good. Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
It's so good.
I haven't had a Capri
6
Sun
billion
in
people. Can't be wrong. Am I right?
I haven't had a Capri Sun in years.
I live next to a middle school, so they fall off the back of a truck all the time.
I don't want to know how you get the Capri Suns.
Or why I have them, right? Hey, kids. Sure is a hot day outside.
Yeah, spare juice box to your old friend Josh over here.
You just find out there's nothing nefarious. I'm just beating them up and taking their Capri Suns. There's this fat kid bully at my school takes all of our shit. It's like a 38-year-old man. You want to play soccer on these fields? You better make with the Capri Suns.
When we were skiing, like we'd be on the ski lift, and like Frank would see a kid fall or be on the ground on the, laying down, and he would yell at them like, get up, and just to see their face, because like kids kind of instinctually listen to grown-ups. And then he started like yelling at this one person like, get up, and then we see him get up. I'm like, that's a grown man. Like, you can't yell at another grown man to get up. Or can you? Wow, this crouton is so crunchy. I can't even hear anything. This crouton is taking over my whole life.
Nice. Are you guys enjoying this part of the pod where we're barely speaking and just eating and drinking Capri Suns? I think I have eggs. You guys want to watch me make breakfast? Oh my God, is this what it's like to be a cam girl? I just don't have to do anything. I can just. Should I take my tits out? Will that make it? Can I do less if my tits are out?
Why was this recommended?
Should be the name of my special. Can I do less if my tits are out?
Why did this stream just get better all of a sudden? Yeah, I think when this goes off the rails is really like when it's the best. It's hitting its stride. I'm just eating a salad with my bare hands. Ow, muffin! I already gave you some.
I only like blueberry muffins.
She's like a person. She just was like, she'll like put her paw right here. Like
Yeah, the only problem with the Capri Sun is they don't make them in a 2-liter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I need.
Right. Just throw that back.
If there's anything that would make Josh Denny's life better is larger portions.
I think if Capri Sun came in more fluid ounces, it would be less special.
Yeah, I think you're right. They probably should start putting my Diet Cokes in little 8-ounce bags so that I don't kill myself with it.
That's what I was gonna say before. Get the tiny cans of Coke, and then
the little ones, the mixer cans.
They're more expensive, but that's how you wean yourself off of. Oh my God, she's licking my salad.
I mean, I can quit anytime I want. You don't have to fucking. I don't need an intervention.
Okay.
What do you put in your salads, Chrissy?
I'm eating it raw right now.
Well, yeah, they're. I hate to tell you, but they're generally mostly made up of raw foods.
Wow.
You have a lot of cooked salads?
No. I'll do like a vinaigrette or like an oil and vinegar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like a simple slob salad. I like to do a little bit of, yeah, I like to do a little I do some little gems, which are like red and green butter lettuce.
Okay.
And then I'll do a little buffalo chick.
Ooh.
I'll throw some cherry tomatoes, red onion, and then just a splash of ranch.
Ranch?
Done. Yeah, buffalo chicken ranch salad. What are you talking about? You've never been to an Applebee's?
I have been to an Applebee's. I think in my mind, I think the creamy salad dressings have been very shamed, like in my house growing up. Like if you went for a creamy salad dressing, my dad would basically call you fat.
Well, you are fat. Your dad's not wrong. If your dad were to if he were to shame me, call me porcine because I'm eating something with blue cheese or ranch, he's right.
Porcine is so funny.
I'll even throw a little bacon onto that buffalo chicken salad sometimes if I'm feeling extra saucy. Yeah. Will said blue cheese or nothing. No, it's blue cheese or fuck your mother if we're going by the Joey Diaz rules.
I don't know why I'm eating.
What are you on your lunch break, Chrissy? What is happening?
I don't know. I've been doing this for like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I haven't eaten anything today yet.
Do you have a time? Do you have a time? You have to go a certain amount of time?
Brought me a salad.
That's nice. Frank, where's my fucking salad, dog?
I usually try to go 2 hours. That's my
dog. Where's my salad, Frank?
Actually, I do have to get off soon because I have to go into the city to do
Wet Spot, right?
Spot. Yeah.
It's still morning here. Isn't that disgusting?
Dev, yes, porcine is polite for fat. Porcine is what I think Asian people call.
It's highbrow for fat.
It means you're pig-like.
Porcine is a word that I think Gavin would use. Don't you agree? Like he always has something like that tucked away, and he's like, "She's quite porcine."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "What?" And she's quite a porcine lady.
Yeah, that's how he is. He's very precise with his language.
I don't know how porcine you think you can get, but she's at the max.
Oh God, he's so great.
I love him, man. That's we gotta fucking get everybody together out there.
Yeah.
And do like a big shebang.
Oh yeah. For sure.
We should do a compound censored TV mashup.
We should.
Which will be all the comedians from Compound. You, Gino, Aaron, bring Anthony. You could have Jim come on, and then all the comedians from Censored. Me.
Yeah. You have to keep the reins on that because Comp on Me isn't great at planning things or following through on things.
Yeah, well, that's the that's the funny thing. I was like, Gavin, we should do a comedians of censored TV. He's like, what's that? Just you and me? I was like, yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, we got people that do web shows down perfectly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stand-ups though over there.
We'll definitely do a collab when you come to town.
We should, yeah, it'd be fun, and we should definitely do Iceland.
Yeah,
I bet
Iceland is fun. It's very cheap to go there because they were like, especially in 2008 when I went, they were desperate for tourists. They're like, hey, are you going somewhere else? Please stop at Iceland on the way. Please come here.
My buddy Corey did his CD there a couple of years ago. So at the very club that I would want to do a show at. So I'll ask him about it because I think they paid him to come out there and perform.
Wow.
So
You ever gonna interview Elena Hicks? I don't know who that is. Let's look her up. Elena Hicks. 2 million followers. Damn. Oh, all right. She looks cool. I'll check her out. Thanks, Pena.
what was I going to say? Oh, I had this really great. I had somebody on that. Remember when I was coming at you when we were trying to get OnlyFans people when the OnlyFans shutdown was happening?
Yeah.
And that's when you turned me on to Candace, and then
Candace.
so I had Candace on, and then I had this other girl, Ayla, on, who's like a pretty big OnlyFans creator. And then there were a couple others that I had sort of like set aside. Zia was one who I've still yet to have on my show. Who's great. She's great and she's really funny. I wish I had her on earlier, like when that was all happening, because I think she'd just be a better guest anyway. But I had this other girl on. She goes by the screen name Leo Babe. I had her on Jankum last week, and that fucking episode was fun and hilarious. She's a funny chick.
Awesome. Where can people listen to your podcast, Josh?
Everywhere podcasts are found. You can go to my new website, joshdennycomedy.com. I just revamped my whole website over there. You can check it out there. It's on YouTube. Even like the YouTube audience is so small. Like I get between all platforms, I get between 2,000 and 5,000 downloads per episode.
Ooh.
And most of it is between like Twitter and I use Spreaker as my distribution. So like Spotify, everything else. So it's like, podcast is still in its baby infancy, but I'm just trying to have some good people on. I have some really good guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. Adam Coleman will be on today's episode.
Oh, Adam's great.
Yeah, you like him?
Yeah, I had him on. I have his book that I haven't read it yet, but
did you read it? Yeah, I have it in my what is it? Your Apple Books or something?
Oh, okay. You're that type. I like a physical book.
I like a physical book sometimes too, but I don't need it. I'm not some fucking kook. I can sit with an iPad and read. Or I'll just put in the book on tape and listen to it. That's fun too, in case I need a nap.
Yeah. I listened to 12 Rules for Life entirely just in baths. Like I would just listen to it on audiobook.
Yeah, I have a friend. She's going through the whole self-discovery thing, a friend in the UK. And she's like, I'm finding out that I have like crippling codependency and I have this tremendous emptiness and lack of purpose. And I was like, read 12 Rules for Life. Put the fucking psychology books aside. Yeah. Read Jordan Peterson. It will change your perspective in the right way.
Because with self-help books, you have to just keep reading more and more.
Well, they just keep telling you what's wrong with you and where to oh, you should go see a therapist. Oh, you should go get medication. Oh, it's like,
right.
I just love the Jordan Peterson approach. So much about the way Jordan Peterson approaches psychology across the board is about like really establishing the right perspective first on things in your life. And that's why I rail so hard against shit like mental illness, because to me, it's like, you're not mentally ill. You just have the wrong perspective. You should have gratitude for feeling anxiety and depression.
Yeah. Right.
That means that shit in the world still affects you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you run over an animal in the street, you should fucking be a little teary. You should be upset.
Yeah.
Even if it's a coyote or, like a wild ant, like you should still feel something. That doesn't mean you have depression. You know what I mean? It's just this weird thing. I think treating emotions like they're mental illnesses is a byproduct of a generation who told us we're not allowed to cry, we're not allowed to yell, we're not allowed to laugh.
Now
And so
emotions are too important.
yeah, and so now instead, like, because nobody learned how to regulate, they bottled everything up, and now they don't know how to fucking communicate, and now they think they're sick.
Yeah. That's a you should type that up.
When I'm mad, I let the people I'm mad at know.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have crippling anxiety or depression.
That's it.
I just go, you fucking suck. You suck.
Yeah.
Find outlets, man. Find outlets and
Mm-hmm.
find things that inspire. You know, I just, if I've learned anything with like all the death in the family in the last couple of years and just all the personal shit I've been through with like, you know, internet cancellations and then like people that were supposed to be your friends aren't your friends anymore because
Getting
they can't
fired from your Food Network job.
Yeah, like, well, I didn't get fired from Food Network. Just don't help perpetuate that myth. Getting disowned by the Food Network, that happened.
All right, I meant that. Disowned for the 10th time.
Yeah, thrown under the proverbial bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then fired from real life jobs because I'm a comedian and I say wacky shit that never took place in the thing. It's just like going through all that stuff. There's two ways you can feel about it. You can be really fucking sad and depressed about your life. You know, could kill you. And I had all those thoughts like suicidal, whatever, and everything. And it's just like, or you could change your perspective and start looking at the things you should be grateful for and having this mindset of gratitude and going, oh yeah, the only reason I feel bad right now is because my life has been pretty fucking amazing up until this point, right? This feels different because I did have a TV show. I did have a lot of success. I did have a lot of friends in my life. I do have things that I care about. So you should just feel good about those things. And it's just about changing your perspective on what you choose to focus on. Don't focus on what you lose. Focus on what you have.
Yeah.
Not to be all religious with people, but, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning. But
yeah, this was great. Josh is a wise man. Please subscribe to him. Listen to his podcast.
Yeah, I definitely want to have you on sometime. We'll do all more. We'll just we'll do the entire thing in Mandarin.
Yeah.
We'll do a poop podcast in Chinese.
I'll know more Mandarin by then. I'm going to be learning now.
Yeah. Well, here's the secret. Not to get too not to take full racism, but you best the Chinese, Chrissy, are still inside.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's like you Daniel-san best the karate in here.
Uh-oh, we were just about to wrap it up and Venti's here.
Oh, there she is.
She is.
Ready.
What up?
Well, let me at least say some Chinese before I leave.
Yeah.
Hi
Venti.
there. Hi, Leo.
That's good.
Ma.
That's good. That's probably something.
That's really good.
Let me tell you what. It's passing the translation test of my penis. I'll tell you that. My penis is verifying that it is legit Chinese.
Let's just do the rest of this podcast in Chinese. Josh, Mingo. Wow.
This is now. What are you guys trying to get me off SNL? I'm in the final stages. God damn it. I'm just going to wait until having a racist, it becomes part of the diversity and inclusion quota. Yeah. And then I'm in, bitch. I'll be in like Flint. They're like, we actually have to have a racist person.
Josh, did you say it's passing the test for my penis?
Yes, I did.
What's new, Venti?
I was making my coffee and trying to quickly get ready.
Drip machine. What's going on there?
Oh, so this is a Chemex, and what you do is you grind the coffee, and you pour the hot water in it with a gooseneck kettle.
Ooh.
And it has to be gooseneck because it helps it go faster for some reason. And then it drips to the bottom. And the reason that I make it with this is because the paper filter is the only way for coffee to have all the nutritional benefits that it's supposed to give you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the best way to make it, objectively speaking, and taste-wise. It just takes slightly longer because I have to grind. I mean, the grinding takes 3 seconds. You press a button, and then it's just the dripping part takes a couple minutes.
Okay.
So yeah,
That looks cool though. Maybe because I have a Keurig machine that I feel like I have to use until it falls apart. But that looks cool.
Yeah, I got into it because my friend really liked it, and I saw how I come over and she make it like this, and she was like, "Yeah, you should get it because this is why." And she explained to me.
Because it's better.
So,
Scratchpad wants to know, Brittany, can you burp in Chinese?
hold on, I need like liquids or something. I can't
Okay.
just like
You can't just
at
do
the
it
warm
dry.
up.
Yeah.
See, I can't.
No. Can you burp in Chinese, Josh?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't have a burp. I don't have a burp right now. I wish I did.
See, I just rolled out of bed. Like literally, you told me to come on. I'm on Shark Week the first day, so I was just dead. Like I've gone back to sleep like 3 times so far, and then I woke up the final time I went on your stream. You let me on. I was like literally in bed, like on deathbed.
Oh, no.
That's why it took so long.
Aw. Can I burp in Chinese? Let's see. Meow. No, I can't do it.
That sounded painful. I tried to get one. Maybe I need more Capri Suns.
Yeah, maybe you do. Don't mind me just dropping a deuce. Thanks, Hung Flo Poo. Who flew poo? Who flung
Who
poo?
flung poo?
That's my second Asian fan.
Nice.
I don't think there's anything wrong with us attempting to speak Chinese. What are they gonna
we're
do?
just trying. It's not racism. We're trying to learn another language.
This is all very serious.
They're gonna like clip this out, and they're gonna be like, "Look at these racists." Like meanwhile, one of my best friends, like the Korean one, literally taught me how to do this. You hate Asians.
Wow.
I like them. I'm watching Love. I'm
Why?
watching the new season of Love Is Blind. I'm rooting for the Korean one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta watch that.
What was that one called?
She matched with a guy who's I'm pretty sure is fully retarded, so that doesn't do a lot for the whole, mongoloid thing. But it's just great that people can find love. I like that show. I like Love on the Spectrum with the autistics.
What about Love and Leashes?
I haven't seen that. What is that one? And
All right,
and is
Chrissy,
that
pull up the
bestiality show?
No.
Wait, oh, that link doesn't work. Hold on. I'll just take a screenshot. It's on Netflix.
What? Yeah, you just sent me like a bunch of letters.
Yeah, Google does that. Hold on. Here's the actual link.
Chinese is a made-up language, everyone. Oh, this looks fun. What is this a picture of?
The Love and Leisha show
Oh.
that Josh was asking about.
Ooh.
Oh, first we got some chines right out of the gate. I'm psyched.
Yeah,
Did you know
don't you?
there's a lot of fat shaming in Chinese and Japanese culture?
Yeah, very much so. My Korean friend was telling me, her name is Ash, and she was telling me that in South Korea, she's literally from South Korea, but she sounds American because she came here, she was like 11, and she speaks like several different languages. She's super talented, super smart girl. And she was telling me that her mom, even like when she'll call her, she'll be like, "You gained weight." Like she gains 5 pounds. "You gained weight. Lose the weight.
yeah.
You look fat."
Damn.
And also when she goes to South Korea, she can't fit into any of the bottoms because she's bottom heavy. She has like big hips and butt, so
Wow.
she can't fit any of the pants. And no matter how much weight she loses, because it's her body type, like she's curvy, she just can't fit into it. So they translate it as fat instead of like, oh, she's curvy. And she also has like big wide lips, right? In America, we're like, wow, that's hot. We love that, right? People get lip filler for that. In South Korea, it's not like that. She got made fun of growing up for it because they value and worship thin lips like this, like narrow thin lips, like
Yeah, like
Oh, so wait a minute. You're saying I would be royalty in Korea? Look at these things.
yeah. Yeah,
What is?
they like thin lips.
Hold on, Josh. Do it again. Ready?
What is?
You make your mouth look like a butthole when you do that.
Yeah, dude. What are you talking about, dude?
You know what's funny? They told her to do that. Her mom, when she went to school, told her to do that, like to bite her lips to look smaller when she goes to school, so that people will not say her lips are big, and they'll think she's more attractive.
It's a lot to keep up.
Yo, so well, yeah. If that's true, I'm moving there today.
Yeah, but they also like really skinny people. You have to be a skinny legend.
Yeah. Scratch Pants says in Japan, women give chocolates to men on Valentine's Day. That sounds nice.
See, I'm like, I think I'm right on the level between being disrespected and them fearing me for stepping on
I
their
think you could be
skyscrapers.
a Korean king.
Maybe.
Kings. So funny.
I don't know how they would react to me. Like, I don't know how they exactly. I feel like so I know that they perm their hair, so I feel like they would like my hair and like maybe my eye color, but then they would probably think I'm fat.
Well, you're also very pale. They like pale too.
Yeah, pale with dark hair.
They do not like tans.
But I'm kind of olivey, like the lighting, because it's morning. I'm having like the morning light on me, but I'm kind of like, I'm light, but I'm like olive, like greenish yellow. I'm like in between three colors: green, yellow, pink. It's neutral color. It's weird. So it's not like they're like, oh, I look like cherry blossom. Like I don't look like how Chrissy looks. She looks like a winter princess, right?
Really? Thank you. That's all I want. I have a wintry candle burning. Sparkling snow. That's my shit.
Yeah, she sings "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" and then you end up with me. The answer is yes. Yes, she built a snowman.
You're the Korean porcine king.
Kang! That's how you have to say it.
Chrissy, don't touch his carrot.
I won't.
It's one of those platters you dip into hummus carrots. Baby carrots?
Yeah, baby carrot.
But I have two of them, so snack on that.
Wow, we learned how to speak Icelandic on this podcast. We learned how to speak Asian on this podcast. We did a lot.
Specifically Chinese.
Look at this mug, Brittany. As you are a person of color.
Oh, I love the purple one.
We was kings and queens. It comes in every color, but on the back it has a definition of. It says the Ebonics version of "We were kings and queens." This phrase is to temporarily boost the self-esteem of an African American person who is feeling low about themselves. This term is a total lie, but is acceptable to the masses nowadays.
Well, that's not true. Nigerian kings. I get emails from them all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm a queen, so what you mean?
Kings and queens.
Yep.
That's why you can make all the racist jokes towards black people that you want, because it's not punching down. They're royalty.
Right.
I don't know if you know that.
We're punching up.
Yeah.
I'm
I can make these jokes. This is why I can make these jokes, Your Majesty.
Have you ever been on Black Twitter when they start talking about Egyptians? This shit is
How do you get to Black Twitter?
In my bio, president of Black Twitter was in my bio from 2009 until 2016 when my show premiered. They made me take that out.
How does one get to Black Twitter? What do I have to put in?
I can tell you what you can type in. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay.
Type this in. N-I-G.
No.
They'll find you. They will find you.
Hmm.
You don't even have to go, wait a minute, you guys are taking me out of content. Too late. They're on you.
So Black Twitter finds you. You don't find Black Twitter?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yes, Black Twitter finds you.
Like occasionally a tweet will go viral of them saying something, and that's how you'll find it. I've stumbled across there a few times. One time it was during when they had the space thing where they have the voice calls on Twitter. And my friend had made a comment about how she wishes she were Japanese. She's Black. And she went in the space, and they just started like having melties at her, like not even letting her speak, was yelling like it was a fucking zoo. And just because she was like, oh yeah, I like Japanese. And she speaks Japanese, by the way. And she's been like a huge fan for years and years and years, big consumer of it. And just because she appreciated the culture, they got really mad. They're like, you hate Black people, and like, who you trying to be? Like, they get really uppity when Black people aren't like.
She can say it. She's a POC.
Oh, okay.
They get. What's wrong with saying uppity? I call everyone uppity.
No, I'm making fun of people who get offended.
We're being triggered for others.
Yeah.
No, I know, but still, who would actually be triggered by that? By me saying uppity? That's not like a derogatory term.
People see that as a
they, them.
That's funny. They're the racist ones then. They're
Yes.
observational racists then.
What
They're
I
the
said.
ones making observation.
Yeah, true.
It was an old bit of mine like a couple years ago when I was like, I had this Black person come up to me and tell me that their pronouns are they, them. And I go, that's cool. My dad's been calling you guys they, them for 50 years. So I guess he's very progressive.
They, them. That's funny. My dad would laugh at that joke.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's fun.
Oh, and they refuse to concede that I'm Black when I've gone on there too. Like, they are like, no, you white. I'm like, I mean, it's so true, but like, I'm also Black. Like, I have a whole parent that was Black.
Yeah.
So they literally have discrimination within their own communities while complaining about discrimination. Like, you can't deviate. So if you like Japanese culture, you can't deviate from that. If you're mixed race, you can't deviate from that. And yet, I'll still get called the N-word on a daily basis. It's like, I get called the N-word probably more often than any Black people on Black Twitter, to be honest.
Because you stream, right, Brittany?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, video game culture is. I think every other word is the N-word. I think it's in the bylaws.
Yeah, I get called the
Josh
gamer
says he's
word
crushing-
for being a gamer.
As he's crushing Capri Suns.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, dumb gamer kids, fucking. Capri Sun, the official drink of racist comedians. Is there? Can you get a reverse sponsorship? How do we do that? How do I get an opposite sponsorship deal?
A reverse sponsor.
Isn't that I believe it's called a cease and desist.
We was kings.
Yeah, we was kings. It's never that funny.
A reverse sponsor. Yeah, it's called that. They go on Twitter and denounce you. That's
yeah, that's what I have with Food Network, a reverse sponsorship.
I think you should add that to your bio.
They said we regret ever having given him a platform. That network has like 3 rapists and 2 murderers on their network.
Yeah.
They didn't print that for. There's like a black woman who drowned her child, and they were just like, let's just not even comment. Josh Denny makes jokes on Twitter. They're like, denounce him forever.
Wow.
Well, tell them to get a better sense of humor. Also, someone in chat asked for proof that I have a Black parent, so there's a link to the photo if you want to show it.
Yeah, I guess a reverse sponsor would be when Capri Sun pays you to stop endorsing them.
That's actually what I'm angling for with Food Network. People have said, how much would it take for me to take their name out of my bio because legally they can't make me? And I was like,
no, that's so smart.
Yeah, they can't make me do it. Because it's just like your credits don't stop being your credits just because they're in the past.
Oh my God, look how cute you are.
That is adorable.
That was on Easter, I think. My mom always dressed me up, so I'm assuming it's Easter.
Oh, is she still alive?
No, both my parents are deceased.
Oh,
that's why I say was Black, and people are like, she changed races.
My mother is Rachel Dolezal.
She kind of did look like Mariah Carey, like in my more like matured years. Like she had like did her hair different and like put blue contacts in and stuff like that. So like she did end up looking more like Mariah Carey. So people be like, "Oh, are you Hispanic? Oh, are you this? Are you that?" Like,
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are like, "You must be Afro-Latina."
Yeah. And they would start speaking Spanish at her, and she only spoke a little bit, and she would speak it back, and then like Like, instead of just saying, "Oh, I don't speak Spanish," you just speak some back, even though it was like awful Spanish.
Yeah, she could have used the Google Translate app.
Oh, I wish that was a thing back then. By the way, Josh, what your idea about reverse sponsorships, that's genius. I had something similar. So my idea was like, on podcasts, I'll just start saying like companies sponsor me when they don't. Because you can legally do that. Like they can't do anything. Yeah, I looked this up. I looked into it. You could just say anybody sponsors you and they can't do anything. I'm not a lawyer, ask Bricada Law, but like I looked into it and I thought there's so many good ideas with that. Like think of the comedic value.
For the longest time, I told comedians and like other conservative people on Twitter, I was like, listen, the reason I like leaving the Food Network thing up is because people are stupid. And every time I get Twitter outrage, they immediately run to try to get me fired from the Food Network, even though my show hasn't been on the air for 4 years. So they just see that and they go, we must get him fired. And there are even people that will go to the lengths of being like, I've been watching Josh's show every Friday and now I won't because he said that women shouldn't be able to get 68-week abortions. And so
they just lie.
Yeah, they just straight up lie because they want to get me fired. And the amazing thing is not a single fucking person has clicked through my second credit, which is that I do a show on Censored TV, which is owned and run by Gavin McInnes, which to me would be the bigger smoking gun of like, he's absolutely racist. Look, he's on the Proud Boys network, right? But nobody even does any due diligence. So what I tell people is like, if people try to cancel you, put shit in your bio that is not real. Like put places that you've never worked, put jobs that you have never had a sponsorship deal with.
That's great.
And with Food Network, like I've told them, if you want me to take it out of my bio, it's $2 million. That's the price. It's $2 million.
Did they ever ask you?
And I would get no, but if they did, that's the price. It's $2 million. $1 million for me and $1 million for my crew, by the way, who you fucked over as well. So
well, that's generous.
I would break that up and pay the 9 people or so that worked on my show.
And then when they pay, you can go, we was kings.
We was kings. Yeah. By the way, the fucking I said 2 a year ago, so it's probably should be 5 by now. I think it has to go up with inflation.
Yeah.
It's 5 now. Every fucking month you wait, it's more.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand about Gavin McInnes and the Proud Boys, because they don't, like Josh said, they don't do even a little bit of research. But yeah, they were essentially bodyguards for conservative speakers who were going to events or going to rallies, or speaking at a college. They would protect them from BLM and Antifa, and then eventually they kind of like became the answer to them.
Well, this is why I hate. This is why I have a hard time calling myself conservative, is because I hate the pearl clutching conservatives on the right. People like Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens who are like, I don't swear and I don't believe in pornography. And I'm like, fuck you.
I don't believe in pornography.
Yeah, but anyway,
I'm a New Yorker, but I'm all down for swearing. I'll swear like a sailor all day, but I think
but the point is the Proud Boys showed up at speeches and kept Ben Shapiro from being murdered by Antifa. And then when the mainstream media tried to call them white supremacists, he was nowhere to be found. He didn't step in and speak up and go, they're not fucking white supremacists. Stop calling Gavin, Hitler. Stop doing all this shit. Because on the right, everyone is just for themselves. That's kind of the problem with the individualist ideology of the right, is that nobody wants to collaborate on anything. So rather than people get together and come up with like, let's have a conservative Twitter, there are 10 conservative Twitters because everybody has to start their own and they all suck. There are 10 conservative social medias. And then instead of like the Daily Wire is like, we'll make our own content. And then there are other conservative companies that are like, no, we're going to make our own content. And everybody's just doing things in silos and doing things by themselves. And it's all like, instead of pooling your resources and just making better shit.
Well, I think competition is good. Like if Daily Wire is going to be the leader, and then let's say, I don't know, The Blaze gets into making movies. Like
The Blaze is another one. And then Crowder does his own thing. Everybody does their own stuff.
Crowder's with Blaze. He just doesn't advertise it for some reason.
Yeah, I think he has an affiliate with them where they might.
He doesn't even shoot in the same building.
No, he has his own. He has his own whole thing. But I think he simulcasts to The Blaze sometimes.
He's definitely under thingy with them. Like, it's hard to find. You have to like kind of click through a lot of stuff to see it, but he definitely has something with them. It's like
He
on
used
their
to be
network.
he used to be on the Blaze. His show was on Blaze before he started doing his own thing.
I was there in December and it was like still on their list. Let's go to the Blaze website.
Yeah, he's with them. He's not in the studio. He doesn't record in the studio, but he's still like on their network technically.
That's weird because he doesn't put their logo on his streams ever.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was shocked when I found out too. I was like, how come it's like not anywhere? I have to click through 100 things just to find it.
Front and center. This is like their top. This is a Blaze like top podcast. You are here.
Yeah.
Crowder.
Which I'm surprised. You would think contractually they would make him do that. Advertisement reasons. It would help.
Or maybe this is just the audio is under their podcast network.
Oh,
That's
maybe.
possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Ruben's stuff is all directly through locals in Rumble now. So,
right.
You don't see the Blaze logo on his live streams either.
Maybe they get like a stipend or something. Scratchpad says Daily Wire is hosting PragerU. Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I think PragerU was with like all the Groyper stuff with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but anyway, I feel like Gavin and I and what we're doing at Censored is like this punk rock segment of the right that just is very underrepresented, and I think that's this part of the market that we have to corner with content and funny shit.
Russell Hall says the problem with the right has nothing to do with individualism. The problem is that too many people lack both integrity and testicular fortitude.
Yep, he's not wrong.
Testicular fortitude. That's funny.
That's fun.
I think there's a whole aspect to it though, where there's a lot of people that are grifters, especially on the right. And that's a problem too, because like, yeah, sure, you could say it's not a problem for now, and it's just like about them being figureheads. But what happens when they get Jack Murphy'd? What happens when somebody finally gets tired of their shit and finally speaks out? Like, I've seen it. There's a lot of them, like a lot.
The Jack Murphy thing was epic.
Yeah, it was.
And there's a reason, for example, like in Sydney's video, if you were paying attention, she says like, oh, all of them are going to be brought to light. Like, it's going to come out in time. Like, she didn't use singular, she used plural. So that should go to show. Not that like, yeah. So basically it kind of insinuates it. So.
I think you can kind of smell who the grifters on the right are though.
It's hard to tell. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too focused on myself. You do hear like names of people like who, rumors of who people think the grifters are. But again, until like something big comes out or you want to take the time to do your own research.
To me, the people that are more obvious or more likely grifting are the ones who never deviate from party ever on both sides. So like, when your party says some crazy retarded shit, that's when you should go like, okay, that's not real. You know what I mean? Like that's always the litmus test for me is like when people on the right say something that's absolutely stupid, if you don't disagree with it and go, okay, well, that's dumb. Like I see stuff that like Marjorie Taylor Greene will put out or, the other one that I can't stand is like Mike Lindell, like people that are very far on the right are like the MyPillow guy's a fucking patriot. And I'm like, that guy's a kook. You know what I mean? Like,
There's
I'm not a
fan. MyPillow guy cut out at Compound Media.
Yeah, it's just like, but people love him. He's like this figurehead of the right. And it's just like,
well, he was a crackhead, I think, and then completely reinvented himself and started a business.
But he is like one of these Q people that's like John F. Kennedy Jr. is coming back to be president. It's like, yeah, how many times can you be wrong before we go?
Isn't that kind of funny though? I think those people are funny.
Yes, but then you don't then hold that person up like a figurehead for your party and expect to be taken seriously.
I don't know anything about the MyPillow guy. I actually learned about him super late, that he sold some sort of pillow. People said it was a good pillow. I don't know if that's true or not.
But like, it's just there are those people on the right who are just man and pearl clutching on the right. I can't stand this. I run into that when I do these like political events where they're like, we want to have political free speech comedians, and then I do jokes that like rip on everybody. and they clutch pearls when I make fun. Like I can make fun of trans people all day, but if I make jokes about Jewish people, oh my God.
Well, on both
No,
sides,
I know what you
there are
mean.
technical people, like on the like far left and far right, you'll have people that are pearl clutching. So
yeah,
I see what you mean. And it's like the same thing with okay, this is gonna be like such a hot take, but they basically don't like when you make fun of, and I see this generally on the internet, on the right. If you make jokes about white people, they get really mad. And it's because like the mainstream media does it all the time, so they're already triggered by it. But like, even if you make a good one, like an actual funny one, it's like they get super offended. And the same thing with like, if you say the word men, oh my God, the fucking triggering. They will have melties if you talk about men. It's like a trigger word. Men do X, done. You're done. They're chimping out in the comments.
Yeah, men do stupid shit and should be made fun of for it. When men empty their fucking wallets to women like morons, they deserve to be made fun of for it. You know what I mean? Like if I have a friend who's like, dude, I took this chick out, I spent like $700. I go, you're fucking retarded.
Just like if a woman empties her cooch for a guy who's a total loser, they should also be made fun of for it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like that's the problem is like
empty your cooch.
What is that like when you guys do that?
Just empty it out like it's an old purse and you gotta just shake it so the dust
zip
comes
it
out.
now. Is it better to like is it better to
crumbs.
push it? Is it better to push it all the way inside out and then just like push the corners and then like shake it?
I shake it upside down. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless something crazy happens in a bag, and then you gotta pull the inside out and maybe wash it or scrub it or whatever.
Listen, maybe this is my white privilege showing, but I just always throw it out and get a new purse.
I mean, it depends on how much you like that purse or how much you spend on it. Oh yeah, one time I threw up in a purse when I lived in Queens. I threw it down the garbage chute. I saw the super's wife carrying it around the next week. Yeah. And I knew for sure that was my puke purse because it was from TJ Maxx. It was part of a luggage set. It was like a tote bag and then the luggage. I had kept the luggage. The tote bag is what I took out when I puked in it. I threw it out. Next week, the super's wife was carrying it. And I was like,
you know what I think happened?
That means they took it and cleaned it.
That means her husband took it and cleaned it and gave it to her like it was a gift.
Oh,
you think
that sounds like a sign? That sounds like something out of Seinfeld, doesn't it?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that was a night. That was a night of like drinking and comedy and like bad decisions. And then you throw it all up. And I'm like, that you gave that to your wife? That sucks.
Yeah, I know people say if I moved to New York, I'd lose weight from the walking, but I think I would nexus that out with
take Ubers.
No, but I'd be walking from pizza
dollar
by
pizza.
the Yep. I would be literally just
dollar pizza your way.
Stop in on this one. How about I stop in on this one? Yeah.
Yeah. Russell Hall, what do you normally keep up there, Chrissy? Oh, you mean in my cooch? Right now it's currently empty.
That
Russell Hall.
sucks.
The problem
You have
with the
someone in
right-
chat fix that.
Oh, we already told that one. Scratch pad, Daily Wire is hosting. Oh, I already said that one. Guys, this has been a heck of a stream.
We got
we were about to end this, and then Brittany came on.
Yeah, I think it's past my bedtime.
I'm sorry.
by about 12 hours.
In LA. It's
10:30.
Damn.
And I have to do a new episode of my podcast at like 3:00, so I got to get a little nap in.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get on a train in like 2 hours.
You guys are going places? What the fuck? I want to be busy. I want to go places. I mean, I am busy, but like on the computer working. I want to be busy somewhere else.
I'm busy on Mondays, and then the rest of the week I'm on my ass until I have to do like a weekend thing.
Do you like, by the way, Chrissy, do you like the whole like full-time YouTuber thing so far?
I am liking it. It's actually much harder than I thought, and it's harder than my shitty day job. So it's like more work, but it's good. It's good. Like it needed to happen. Yeah.
Do you feel challenged at least?
I do. Yeah, that's why I'm like, all right, this week I'm going to do 3 of these morning shows just to do it, just to like practice getting up. See, it's like I'm motivated to get up in the morning if I'm going to the gym, but less motivated to do streams. So I have to like discipline myself a little more.
I feel that. I literally have no motivation to get ready until it's before stream, and it's really bad because it stops you from doing so much. Like you'd be more you're more motivated as a woman to go outside when your makeup's already done.
Yes.
Right? You'll be more
Might as well
willing to
just do it
work and
first
do things.
thing. Yeah.
So is that
I
what you do
agree.
when you wake up? Just do your makeup?
My ideal situation would be get up, go straight to the gym, come back, shower, get made up for the day. Then you're ready to stream, or just like, oh, I'm going to do my taxes, or oh, I'm going to pay some bills. Like you're already feeling ready for the day. Whereas if you delay that until like a few hours later, you're like, well, I'm not made up. You don't even feel ready for the day. So you can just like slosh through it easier for me because I can get mopey and like, kind of brooding and not ever start my day. So I'm going to try working out more.
I'm going to try to get more productive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, gals.
I'm inspired.
You got to get up and get it. Listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. He inspires me. He's a
No,
fucking
ew.
animal.
Also, by the way, ew. Doesn't he have like didn't I see he has a girlfriend that I was? Oh yeah, his girlfriend is a Persian here in LA, a woman named Mona Vaughn, who's like a very pretty Persian chick. But I saw her with Gary V, and I was like, oh, dude, gross. Gary V's disgusting.
To look at, yes, but he's motivating and he's
No,
a hard
he's
worker.
not. He's one of these. He's definitely a fucking grifter.
I don't know.
There is zero substance to what he says. Get up, grind, kill it, go. What is it? What are the steps, Gary? Tim Dillon had a great takedown of him years ago. I'm not gonna do it a disservice by replicating it in some form. Go look at Tim Dillon's takedown of Gary Vaynerchuk. It's everything that everyone has ever thought about Gary.
Whatever works for you. Like he motivates me to get more done. Like I'm not, I can't think of any quotes off the top of my head like you can with Peterson, but for Gary, for me, he is a good reminder. Like you could be getting up way earlier than you are. You could be getting way more done in each day. Stop complaining. Like he motivates me that way, like to be more disciplined.
Yeah, but anybody could tell you that. I could wake up and yell at you in the morning.
Anyone could, but he's reaching me. You know what I mean? It's like whatever works for you.
I guess. I just, there's zero substance behind anything he says. Get up, go, grind, push yourself. Someone out there has got it 10 times harder than you. It's all like empty, jerk off shit.
All right.
I don't, listen to Jocko Willink. It's better. Yeah, scratch pad. Jocko Willink is 10 times more motivating, and he actually fucking has substance to the shit that he says and does.
Jocko, how do you spell it?
Jocko Willink.
Jocko Willink boots came up.
Yeah, how about you let a real fucking man who does man shit motivate you and not some pussy marketing fucking fraud.
All right.
Wait, what's the woman version of this? I want motivation.
Right. Yeah, what's
Hold
female
on.
motivation?
Let me find you the Jocko clip that'll give you fucking goosebumps.
Can Jocko save America?
Hold on, I'll send you a clip, Chrissy. It's a
I'm
short
down
one.
to listening to multiple men.
No,
I'm
you can only listen to one man at a time. Take it from someone who's attempted to listen to the opposite sex one at a time, please.
Is this it? Oh, this
Yeah,
is
I just sent it to you. I'm under Brittany in the private chat.
Okay. And then we will wrap it up. But this Jocko person sounds interesting.
And by the way, Jocko has written a ton of business books and is an actual hired motivational speaker. Like
Didn't he have a show called Jocko's Modern Life?
Okay, my God,
it worked for me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing." And I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally, one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're going to say." And I said, "Well, what am I going to say?" He said, "You're going to say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good."
Sorry.
And I said, "Well, yeah."
The music makes it gay.
This is your
Things are
savior.
going
He
bad.
just says if
Not
it's
my
bad,
savior.
it's
I just
good.
think he's a
Some
better.
good.
Just watch.
That's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted?
Good.
Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on
This
our
is
own.
like a Sam
Didn't
Hyde
get funded.
bit.
Didn't get the job you wanted.
You think this guy is more motivating
Sprained
than
my
Gary
ankle.
V?
Got tapped out?
Yeah.
Got beat? Good. None.
You know, you could call this guy a
Unexpected
grifter.
problems.
No, this guy's an ex-Marine.
We have the opportunity
So,
fucking Navy SEAL.
to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad,
Good.
don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated.
I'm inspired. You know what? I actually am inspired. I want to
If
make
you
a
can
satirical
say
bit on
the
this.
word good,
Good.
guess what? It means you're still
Your wife left you? Good.
It means you're still breathing.
Your kids hate
Exactly.
you?
You
And if
get
you're
it,
still
Chrissy.
breathing,
You had
You
diarrhea?
have
Good.
AIDS? Good.
well then hell.
You got a
Of
kidney
course
stone?
you,
Good.
of course you women wouldn't understand because this
So
is a
get up.
real fucking man speaking.
Dust off,
You're having a melty?
reload,
Good.
recalibrate,
You can't find your keys? Good.
re-engage,
Yeah.
to go out on the attack.
Your supermarket is out of your favorite keto bars? Good.
Yeah. Your pussy is bleeding and you don't want to get out of bed? Good.
You just caught your wife getting banged out by another man? Good.
Yeah, good.
Good.
But Jocko's shit is more about
This is what it looks like, anyways.
why is this
Possibly.
Because
Jocko's
So
shit is
females-
more about perspective, more about reframing your mindset. Gary V has no fucking point of view. There's money out there, bro. Go get it. If you're not getting it, somebody else is getting it. If you're not getting the money, other people are getting your fucking money, dude. That's Gary V. That's all he is. It's just fluff and nonsense.
you don't understand my motivational speech? Good.
Oh, 50-year-old man who says bro and dude and shit. Oh, yeah, he's so cool with his tight fucking jeans and his polo. Gary Vaynerchuk is the biggest fucking faggot on the internet.
Oh
there.
my God.
You dress like you're from
Wow.
Uniqlo? You just walked out of Uniqlo? Good.
Yeah.
You're a redhead who just discovered you have celiac disease? Good.
Yeah. But that's all about it's all about changing your perspective. At least he has a point of view about saying when life is difficult, when things are hard, have a concept of gratitude towards difficulty because it makes you better.
Okay. Let's watch a Gary V video now.
Yeah. Let's enjoy. Let's listen to the fucking substantive stylings of Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh my God. There was an Instagram video where he was talking to a little kid and he was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And
Get up and grind, bro. What are you, 8?
like-
I was at a Jew college by the time I was 8. What are you doing?
He's like, I want to be a YouTuber. And then Gary Vee says to the kid, that's great, but don't ever care about how many followers you have, because that's what kids care about, is just how many fucking followers.
Yeah, I don't care about that, bro. Just get up and work, dog.
We
You
are
just
making
see-
excuses.
You just see
And we
it.
do it every day
Oh my
because it
God.
feels a
He
lot
did it
better to
when I
shit on
like him.
somebody else
I
than
feel
look at yourself
motivated when
and
I see
shit on
somebody
yourself.
hiling.
Did you actually see Kyle and then get canceled on the internet? Good.
By the way, it's one man's point of view. I don't look at anybody else. I have no fucking idea what you guys are up to. And I shit on myself every day. I critique everything I do. Everything is my fault. Period. End of story.
He seems a little
I
high.
can
Jewish.
stand well
It's called
on
being
all the
Jewish.
things-
Oh, you don't like him because he's Jewish?
Somebody hits me
No,
with a
I just
fucking
said
car
that's
tomorrow,
every
I'm
Jewish
like, fuck,
person
I
does
shouldn't have
that.
left the house that early.
I do that. I'm not Jewish for that. Like, you're anxious.
You get into that fucking mindset, I promise you shit changes. You need to fucking suffocate your bullshit. You're at this
Suffocate
conference.
your bullshit. He's
that
saying
means you need to
basically the same
suffocate your
thing.
bullshit.
What's the substance
Period.
behind it? What does
You either need to
suffocate
figure
your
out who's
bullshit
holding you
mean?
back and their judgment and go
Does
to
it
them.
mean
I
anything
want you
or
to
does it
get out
just
of the
sound
conference,
cool?
In the
Go to your
middle of the
car,
night.
call
Don't
your
get
mom
it,
and say,
Josh.
fuck
He's
you.
just too deep. There's a man won't get it.
If she's the person that is suppressing you because she's
women get
miserable
this
and
gay
misery
guy,
loves
okay?
company. I'm
And
being
it
dead
helps
serious
you-
with
it
you.
helps you
I
to see, like,
understand
a
it's
nice
not a
pair of
popular thing to
arms,
say.
you know? Like,
I understand
all
that there's
right.
only a couple things that I'm seeing in the world
His
today,
neck
which is
posture
people
needs
aren't
some
doing
work, though.
things because they're
Yeah, he
fearful
needs
of
to
other
stand up
people's
to it a little
judgments,
bit.
which usually comes from
He's a little
parenting or
hunchy.
environment or circumstance, and they're still keeping negative energy around them because they're obligated, and I get it. I have
this is
negative
like a
people in my
talk.
life
This
too that I
isn't
keep
like a-
around as well. But to let that dictate
Take a
your
breath,
only
Gary.
life is fucking
Is he
ludicrous.
speaking sign language?
And
For if you see
also-
Kyle, now he's saying fuck
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you
in
a
death.
real weird one. I want every person to do me a huge favor. If you really want to know what's running through my fucking body,
It's jizz. Actually, now I do want to know.
Other
go
people's
volunteer at a
shit.
nursing home for one day. Go volunteer at a nursing home for one day. Number one, it's just a nice thing to do, and you probably feel pretty awesome about it.
He talks a lot about
Number
talking
two,
to old
go
people.
talk to 8 people. 6, 4. You're gonna see something that is gonna scare the living shit out of you. It's called
touch grass. Old people have
regret scares the shit out of me. Regret is the fuel besides gratitude that drives my life. You will see people and they will tell you things about the things they didn't do and the silliness to why they didn't do it, and they're running out of time.
They look like
You sit in this room.
A lot of
and you
empty
have time.
seats. I'm just saying.
You have time if you're 70, 80, 90, you have time if you're 15.
Maybe.
You have time. But to sit and list
Oh, whoops.
A lot of empty seats. I'm just saying.
all the reasons you can't.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, here's how I
Maybe
look at
everyone's
it.
sitting in front
If
of him.
anybody that looks like you has ever done it, then you can too. If, you know, if.
All right, this isn't the best Gary V video.
Oh, isn't it not? Oh, okay. Find me the real good one that has
You
all
didn't
the...
like this video?
How,
Good.
How can you watch Jordan Peterson and be like, this is a smart person, and then listen to Gary Vaynerchuk and go, this is also a smart person?
Whatever works for you. I'm not saying one is better. Like if you had a gun to my head, which one's better? Of course, Jordan Peterson's better.
Yeah, there's
like,
substance to what Jordan talks about.
Because he has credentials.
You don't
that's
understand, do you?
What's the
it's good to
series
listen to all
guy's credentials? Does he have any?
I think when he was little, he worked at his parents' wine company, and then he started his own business or something.
Yes, at 14, he joined his family's retail wine business. I'll stick with my guy who's a fucking Navy SEAL. Thanks. I don't need to know how to work in a wine store.
Can't do any push-ups? Good.
I need to know how to be a fucking man who does man shit.
Oh, yeah? How many
Yeah.
push-ups
Why
did you do today,
why would I listen to I haven't gone to bed yet. It's not my it's my evening routine. I work out in the morning.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Josh, is it true that men have
why would
covers?
why would I listen to a guy whose life achievements are kind of similar to mine? I'm much more motivated by somebody who's done way more shit that I would have wanted to do or that can't do. I'm not going to go be a Navy SEAL. That person has way more wealth of information to share with me or perspective to give me that I'll never get. And Gary Vaynerchuk is every full of shit businessman that I used to interview and deny jobs to.
Yeah,
it's like he read The Secret, and he read The Other 90%, and he read the fucking 1 Minute Manager, and he talks like he's a goddamn expert on interacting with people. Meanwhile, this guy couldn't find pussy if it fucking fell out of the sky onto his face.
Pussy and success are not the same thing.
Well, I would not take the advice of a man who can't find pussy.
Can't find pussy?
I'm not saying it's my fucking barometer, but he better be more of a cocksman than me.
A cocksman?
I'm going to listen to a guy who gets laid less than I do tell me the secret to life? The fuck out of here.
Wait, you should add that to your bio. Cocksman. Yeah. You're a cocksman.
We're all cocksmen. I'm going to listen to some low testosterone yachtman. No. I sail and I do business PowerPoints. Ugh.
Wait, what's the
So
Sam Hyde?
Grind, bro.
Sam Hyde did a
You
bit
gotta
on
push.
Jocko. That was funny.
There's one thing in the world that scares the shit out of me, and that's regret. No shit, fuckface. No shit. Oh, regret scares the shit out of me. What do you do about it, Gary?
Good.
Yeah, it's a silly
You don't like
commercial.
Gary
for
V?
Jocko's.
Good.
Yeah, I don't. I'll find a better motivational speaker.
Oh,
like
he
how
actually did. Wow, I didn't know about this.
Is this
Okay.
it?
Jocko,
Yeah,
Will-
apparently.
Oh my God, it's my fantasy come true. Jocko Willings just broke into my apartment.
You're a grocery bagger that can't do anything worth money. Have a coffee enema.
Yeah, have a kombucha. Take away your stomach cancer.
He's not scrambling to make money. He's in his backyard shooting a bow and arrow.
Get your $15 green juice. Get your Onnit supplements.
Yeah.
Get your kettlebells. Oh, how much is the kettlebell?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
$120.
Kill yourself inside your own head. Like you want to punch the fridge door? Go for it, dude.
Get a pool.
Do cryogenic therapy. I want the Target kid that's listening to Joe Rogan to be shown and just to be mad. Come sell Mercedes with me, Jocko Willink. I swear to God, I'll smoke your ass.
But I hope most of his viewers can afford that lifestyle. Don't get in my way. God, you're so rough. You like to play rough, don't you?
No, I could tell that you wanted to play rough.
What are you watching?
Literally,
I thought he was going to talk. Someone said, look up Sam Hyde's video about Jocko, but this is long.
Yeah, so this is my problem with a guy like Gary Vaynerchuk. And this is why I hate him, because I actually have a background in business. And I look at people like Gary Vaynerchuk who are these fucking silver-tongued do-nothings that somehow find a way to become billionaires on the backs of other people's work. Here's his career. Vaynerchuk co-founded restaurant reservation app Resy, right? So did he code it? Did he design it? No. I bet he fucking walked in and spun bullshit and sold it, right? Which was acquired by American Express in 2019. He's a co-founder of Empathy Wines, which was also acquired by Constellation Brands in 2020. Vaynerchuk is the founder of and artist behind The Friends, the NFT series. Okay, so he is a bullshit salesman. He has been able to take other people's products, pump up their value in a marketplace of not like meritocracy and no actual commerce. It's the whole problem with the tech world. They build up a bullshit valuation for something before it is actually tested in the marketplace or has a real opportunity to succeed or fail. And they just keep doing exits and sell-offs and mergers, and they actually don't succeed at any of it. And so all he's done is build up hype machine company. By the way, when's the last time you used Resy to fucking book something to go to a restaurant?
I used to use it for my ex-boss.
Right. It was acquired in 2019. So he didn't actually run a successful company. He just built up the fake value of it and sold it to a bigger company.
You don't respect him because you think he's had too much help, or you think he has.
No, because I don't think he has any skills. I think his skill is selling bullshit. He's a bullshit salesman, and he's very good at that. But I'm not going to pretend.
Why is Jocko different?
Because Jocko is actually, everything Jocko writes about and talks about is from his own lived experience as a Navy SEAL, as a business consultant. Gary Vee does not get paid to fucking actually go in the weeds of businesses and fix how they work. Jocko is. Gary goes to businesses and gets paid probably 10 times what Jocko does to stand on stage and give some jerk-off speech that doesn't actually help people improve anything other than their mood for a day. They feel good. They go, oh, I'm pumped up. And then tomorrow, when they actually have to go back to work and fucking sit down and think about behaviors and the things they actually have to do to improve, they can't because there was no fucking substance to the $150,000 speech they heard the day before. This is the problem with America right now. The fucking fluff jerk-off people who have no real substance or meaning behind what they do can somehow create more value for themselves than people who actually provide substance to the world and things that actually improve the world just because they're good at selling bullshit. And they make people feel good. Gary Vaynerchuk is successful because people care more today about how they feel than what they actually learn, grow, develop, and improve in learning how to do things.
And maybe he's addressing that, though. Maybe he knows that it's a feeling culture now. So he's like, I'll just get people to feel
He's
better.
not addressing it. He's exploiting it. And he's doing a wonderful job of it. But don't fucking sell me some Fugazi diamond ring and tell me it's great.
What does Fugazi mean?
Fake. Like you're literally showing me a zircon and going, look at this great diamond. It ain't a fucking diamond, dude. I don't need to get my jeweler's lens to tell you that. There's no fucking substance behind what Gary Vaynerchuk talks about or pushes or says. He founded Vayner Media, a social media focused digital agency. What is the tangible product that you fucking sell, dude? Oh, what do?
I don't sell a tangible product. I don't think any of us sell a tangible product.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. There's a difference. Your content is your creativity. It's your point of view. It's your voice. A guy like Gary Vaynerchuk takes you and introduces you to Pepsi and then takes money for connecting the two of you. One who makes a product and the other who makes engaging content that acquires a consumer base. Gary Vaynerchuk himself doesn't do anything other than go, hey, you're trying to sell to fucking stoners? She has an audience of stoners. Let me put you two together. He's a fucking matchmaker for people with money and people with a customer base. That's all he does.
Good. That's good.
Sure. But there's no substance to it.
Well, okay, so my question is, on the Sam Hyde intro to that episode criticizing him, he was showing that he was also a merchant and selling stuff. So in my opinion, I think if you're going to criticize one for selling stuff, and they're both like products that may or may not work, like reason and within reason, they probably work, right? Like it's not like, oh, you're selling a broken product. Like I don't think there's a difference between the two people selling a similar type of thing.
Let's go to
like
Jocko's,
you could criticize for the other reasons, but they're both
Jocko's
selling
products are tangible products.
You want a shirt that says "Get After It"? Good.
He actually
Good.
is a good shirt.
This
That's
shirt actually
funny.
says good. That's great. Good. Jiu-jitsu, discipline equals
My
freedom.
point
I
is
like
they're both
things-
probably selling supplements. So I think that you can't say, oh, this person's selling a supplement and then, you know, because they're both profiting in that
But
way.
I
You
don't
could
have a- I
definitely
don't have a-
criticize the ideas like, oh, this guy has no substance and this guy has more substance when he talks.
I like this
And it's
hoodie.
more, it has more in depth to it. It's more in depth, but
It's based on
I don't
having
think-
actual applicable skills, like
But
actually
how does
knowing
that
how,
change that? But how does that change the fact they both sell stuff? Like
Well,
literally.
no, but what I'm saying is what Gary Vaynerchuk's primary product
They're
is
merchants.
not a
Mhm.
tangible product. It's not a real thing.
Jiu-jitsu is life.
Like, and by the way, if either of them are selling merch, that's fine. Those are tangible products. Those are real things. What I'm saying is Jocko is a business consultant. Jocko has run businesses. He was I think a lieutenant Navy SEAL in the military. He's got
Right,
real
their
world
credentials.
applicable. Yeah, he's got real credentials to go in and say, here's actually how you get more performance out of your employees. Here's how you act. Here are the things you do on a daily basis. Here are the levers that you turn that actually, like, think of it in terms of like a culinary lesson, right? One guy is actually going to come in and go, this is how you cut vegetables. This is exactly how you measure out stuff. This is the precise recipe. I'm going to show you the recipe. Everyone loves this recipe. It's been very successful. And then the other guy comes in and he goes, you just got to cook with your fucking heart, bro. Just take shit, throw it in a fucking pan, dog, fucking put some heat to it and go. And it's like, I can't learn how to cook that way. That's not
Wait, the
real.
moms cook that way. That's how you cook the mom way.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, yeah, but your mom would not charge people $1,000 a ticket to come to a cooking demonstration.
Your mom was
And
a
that's all
hustler,
she
Susan.
says. And that's all she says is just put it in and just fucking feel it, bro. That's not tangible. That's not a real thing that people can replicate and put into their lives. So that's the difference. Gary Vaynerchuk is a guy that comes in and goes, you just got to feel it, dog. And Jocko Willink is someone who will go in and actually go, here's actually good knife skills.
So
Here's how you measure. Here's how you make things.
Vaynerchuk isn't practical enough for you. He's all fluff and like talk.
It's not about practicality. It's about any substance whatsoever. There's no there.
But wouldn't you also say for some people the component in there when we talk about the age of mental illness and identifying with whatever your victim status is, wouldn't you say a large part of what holds people back from success is a mental component? And so wouldn't you say it's fair to address that mental component? It may not all
Yes.
be practical solutions for
And it's
every type of
necessary. But
person.
here's the difference. Go for it, kill it, and avoid regret are not things you can actually, like, that's not something that is quantifiable to the recipient. So let's say I'm a director of operations in one of my previous companies, and I just go to my manager and I go, oh, you just need to wake up every day and get after it, bro. You just got to fucking want it more. You got to get after it.
Mhm.
What do they do with that information? Because 10 different managers are going to have different interpretations of what that means based off of their pre-existing levels of competency, right? So an effective manager will go into that situation and go, here are the actual steps you have to take every day. You've got to have a 5-minute one-on-one conversation with your employees. You need to talk about these key metrics. You need to ask them and have a conversation about what behaviors you're going to instill or you're going to focus on that are going to lead to the results that you actually want to achieve. Killing it is not direction that you can fucking observe, right? You have to have the
How
ability
do you
to
measure killing it?
Right, exactly. But an observable behavior. So here's a good example. Sell more is not productive management direction. I need you to sell more, right? Because that's not something I can observe you doing and assess whether or not you're doing a good job of it. But what I can say is The behavior that leads to selling more is offering this product to every customer. So the directive is you need to offer every guest this product that we sell at our store. Every guest needs to be made aware of this, and that's what you need to bring up. I can sit back as a leader and then observe whether or not you're actually doing it, and if that behavior is translating into the desired result. That's the difference between tangible direction and bullshit.
You
And
know,
so
shit's getting
bullshit
serious
managers,
when you're ranting, you start cupping your microphone. That's when shit's getting real. For a
So
podcaster,
bullshit-
they touch the
bullshit. It's the same thing with like football coaches. A rah-rah bullshit football coach comes in and goes, "Get out there, boys, and kill it." A good football coach goes, "They're double teaming our left tackle on every play. We need to start slipping to the left. We need to put a tight end in to block the extra rusher, and we need to adjust the way that we're playing." Like, that's real coaching. Bullshit coaching is just go play harder, faggots. That's not a plan. That's not a plan.
That sounds like everybody's high school coach.
So
if your business is dead, you're killing it, bro.
yeah, it's just like that's the point. So the point is like guys like Gary V are the classic snake oil salesman, and only stupid people hire them.
Wow. Russell Hall says we all grew up in a cult of BS and buzzwords.
Yeah.
True.
I think we should send Gary an invite right now.
Yeah.
Just send
Gary, if you're watching. Gary V is a hype guy. I agree. Hype guys have their place, but they aren't worth millions.
Right. Put Gary V and Jocko will. If Jocko got to cross-examine a guy like Gary V and really challenge,
he could out-kill it. I would like
he
to
would
see them
fucking shred his dick. You'd find out how little Gary V knows about anything. He's a talker. It's great. And by the way, we're professional bullshit salesmen, but the difference is I tell you what I'm saying on stage is bullshit. I don't tell you it's the secret to success.
I want one of these get after it rash guards from the Jocko store.
Yeah,
There
it
you
reminds me
go.
of the Manosphere a little bit in general. Maybe he's part of the Manosphere technically, actually. That's the big
Probably.
problem, is like them selling a non-product with having no credentials. So that sounds really similar.
Now it's like the Manosphere has been tainted by, what some would say Jack Murphy. Some would say if you don't like Gary Vaynerchuk, it's like, oh, anybody who's a little bit under the umbrella of self-improvement is Manosphere and not to be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with self-help and improvement as long as there's actual tangible shit to it. Like we were talking about 12 rules for life. There are tangible things in there
Yeah, it's
that
very
Jordan
clear.
highlights but they're behaviors. They're not fucking crush it, bro, grind. Wake up every day, fucking avoid regret, dog. That's not Jordan Peterson. It's like literally do these things when you wake up every day and your life will improve.
Like
Hear me out, though. Okay, hear me out. What if self-improvement is just a millennial take on not going to therapy?
Or it's a way to kind of like use therapy tactics to the masses. It's like it embraces therapy, but not everyone's going to go to a therapy. So
It's like people who don't want to go to therapy buy a self-help book for $10 instead of spending the $100 at the office. You could argue you could argue for it. I think there's a argument to be made.
There's
But
also
there's
people who go to therapy just because they're like, meh, not happy or fulfilled. Whereas like I think that could be solved through reading better books or like different behaviors, taking more self-responsibility. Like
Yes, definitely more
how Jordan
responsibility.
Peterson is very specific in his advice. He's like, when it comes to your kids, like don't raise them into people or don't let them make decisions that will make you like them less. That's something very specific that you can do to like basically stop yourself from raising like little assholes,
Well, the other thing too is like, again, like I said, it should be behavior focused. And I think part of the problem with the concept of self-improvement with like the newer generation, Gen Zs or even late millennials, is that there isn't a nucleus of values there to improve from. So people have this concept of self-improvement, but the real issue is that they don't have a purpose or a nucleus of faith or anything that is a foundation for self in the first place. So all when they're trying to improve, they're just chasing trends. Oh, people say I have social anxiety. Maybe that's my problem. Oh, depression is a thing now. Maybe that's my problem. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm actually the wrong gender. Maybe you have to start from a place of having core values. And this is what made me successful as a 23-year-old manager who got promoted over tons of people who had way more. I didn't go to college, way more college education, way more work experience, and way more years on the job. It's very simple. When I manage people, I always talked in terms of what was important to them on a values level. And if I didn't know what that was, then I wasn't doing my job as their boss. So the simplest way to be a good boss is to go, what is the most important thing to you? Maybe it's spending time with their family. Maybe it's something with their children. Maybe they really want to do good at their job. Maybe they want to get promoted. But you have to know what someone's core values are to have any kind of managerial success with that person. And then everything you talk about should be reflected in terms of what's most important to them, not what's important to you. And it sounds simple, but it really is. So I had a manager who was like, nobody could get through to her. Nobody could help her perform better. And I just said, like, Dara, what is your issue? Like what is the thing you hate the most about your job? And she said, my job prevents me from spending more time with my family. And it wasn't a problem up until last year when I got married. And now my husband has I have stepkids now.
And isn't that nice to find the root cause? You're like, finally, because it's like people don't just, there's always something going on.
So then I said, okay, Dara, if you have to perform in these 3 categories better, then what if we achieve these goals? I give you an extra day off a week and you only have to work a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week. And she's like, oh my God, I could have like a 3rd day off. I go, yeah. And then I said, who are the people in your store that are the best at these things? Selling candy bundles or selling subscription plans or anything else. And then we put those, like when you would get 2 DVD. This was back when I managed video stores. When you would get like 2 DVDs, you could get candy, soda, and popcorn for an extra $2 or something, right? Which would raise our average ticket price, which had a significant effect on our revenue. So it was one of the major focuses in the company. It was the thing I was the best in the company at doing. And that's how I continuously got promoted in that like video store company. And so then I was like, you don't even have to do this yourself. All you have to do is find the people that love to do it and empower them to coach other people to do it and to take over that part of your business.
Did someone say empowerment? I have 2 women
good
that are just the ones for that.
Ooh, it's AOC and Kamala.
Yeah, I think they should start giving life advice.
Yeah.
Just like,
yes.
This one cry on Twitter about everything, and this one she's actually doing a pretty good job for a woman, according to men, what they want. As if Biden being elected, she's just pretty much shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I feel like men like that. So, actually Kamala, not too bad. AOC, not so much. She's crying on Twitter about like men wanting to hypothetically not rape her, I guess. And then rape her, simultaneously.
She can't decide.
They want to fuck me because I'm hot. Oh no, Tucker Carlson made a joke about me being hot. I don't think she's hot, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. I mean, she's hot for a politician. The bar is so low, because you're competing against 60, 70-year-old broads. So being hot for a fucking congresswoman is the bar is pretty low. All right,
yeah,
guys,
I agree. I think I had the theory that if everything fell through, I feel like she would open an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
and that would break the internet.
She would crush it. I would love to see that.
Chrissy?
I don't want to see it.
Do you remember when do you remember when I tricked half the internet into thinking that I was her boyfriend on Twitter?
Who? Oh,
AOC.
Really? I missed that somehow.
Yeah, it was back when they were vacationing in Florida. I started doing this massive thread like I was her boyfriend, tweeting from our vacation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then there were so many people on the right that were just like, fuck you guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah. He looks like a gayer version of me. He looks, if you splashed me with cum, that's exactly what I would look like.
AOC boyfriend. Oh God, yeah, he does look like you, but splashed with cum.
Super gay version of me.
Damn.
Right?
That's very ginger.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Kind of cute there, but this is there's a lot happening. Oh God.
Yeah, click that one right there. Oh,
one?
you can't see where I'm pointing. Well, a little bit more to the right. Second from the right.
This one?
Nope, other right.
This one? This one?
Yep, I think so.
Where's the point? I can't even see your cursor. Yeah, that one.
Oh no.
Yeah, dog.
She's trying to get whiter kids. She's trying to bleach them.
She's trying to have a clear baby.
Yeah. See, hold on. Let me take them off.
Yeah, this
right?
is you, Josh. Oh my god.
Pull the old switcher. I mean, my beard grooming game is better than this fucking chaunch, but
Whoops. Wait, how do I do remove?
and my congresswoman is hotter if I do say so myself.
There you go.
Beards. Like, why do they?
He
do they
looks
allow
like
this?
he looks like he just remembered his girlfriend's AOC.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
He's like, I gotta go home and change this bitch's kitty litter. Wow.
It
I
ain't
wonder
worth
how
it.
she met him.
Probably that Amy Schumer, like Raya, that like elite dating website.
Oh,
Probably met him at the bar she was working at before she became a congresswoman because she's a do-nothing bitch.
Like political event. Yeah. Robot dudes. I think AOC thinks she's pretty. Wait, AOC thinks she's
I think that's supposed to be
how-
hot.
Oh, she's hot
Yeah.
because she probably got hit on by drunk dudes when she was a bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's called being referred to as chicken parm. Which like I always use the example of a chicken parm guy or girl. When you're at a pizzeria, the chicken parm seems like the fancy option, but then when you go to a nice Italian restaurant, chicken parm is like
It's trash.
It's the trashiest thing you can get. So if
Yeah.
you say someone's like a chicken parm person, it's like you only look good because you're around just trashy pizza. Like,
I've never heard that, but I'm using that for the rest of my life.
You're
a chicken
around-
parm
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yes,
love that.
a chicken parm person.
Fucking check out my man.
Chicken parm's actually my
Parmesan
favorite
over
meal
there.
too. Oh no, it's literally my favorite dish.
Oh no.
It's
Says
over.
says a lot, Brittany.
It's all good. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I have to go get ready to catch a train. Josh did his plugs. Brittany, where can people find you?
Oh, me.
Yes.
Wouldn't you rather know how you can find AOC and
I
have
would.
her complain on your feed about men wanting to fuck her and not fuck her? I don't know. I feel like that'd be fun.
I do want that.
Yeah, but if you want a mutt complaining instead, you can find my Twitter at Brittany Venti and my YouTube is Brittany Venti. I do live streams, kind of like how Chrissy does, but I'm gonna start having people on really soon. I'm still putting together my studio. I'm waiting on furniture to come in that I made with my that I had to pay with my last drunk stream. Literally, I got drunk to buy studio equipment.
Oh, nice.
But
Parm
I'm still removing the copyright on that live stream, by the way. It'll be back up soon. So yeah, you can find me on those and TikTok Brittany_Venti. I have a link tree where you can click all my stuff, and I have a Discord community if you guys want to talk. It's fun. It's like an image board of shit posting.
I love
You
it.
can find it on patreon.com/BrittanyVenti.
I'm so happy you guys both came on today. This was awesome. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the super chat, guys. Until next time.
Konnichiwa.